Hey everyone, I'm Tassenix, and welcome to Season 80, 3 vs 3 Grand Arena Championship, Week 2, Round 3. It is an auspicious occasion, so I've busted out the Hat of Ancient Yore. I am up against my friend, my fellow co-host on the Plotting and Scheming podcast, one of the most winningest players ever. So not only has he taken rank 1 in Grand Arena, Kyber won before, he's done it many times and has done it more than any other active player. I think all the OGs of his ilk are retired. I think he's the last of a dying breed. It is none other than Sashaisha, the Erodium adversary. All of us up here inside the top, 50, certainly inside the top 20, spend most of our time fighting Erodium, so we appreciate the irony. How you guys doing today? Let me go ahead and get the prediction rolling. What do you guys think? What do you guys think against Sasha? Allow 2? 2? Alright, we'll get it rolling like that. 2 or less, 3 or more. Darth Leia resubscribed for 13 months. Thank you. Thank you for your support, Leia. Good to see you. Incoming banger match. Yeah, it's always fun fighting Sasha. All right, let's go ahead and get the comparison rolling. All right. Me at humble rank 5 fighting the man himself in the big chair at number 1. My 17.5 million GP to his 17.1. Top 80 GP, 3.33 million to 3.32. Zetas, I have 457 to his 453. And yes, we both have all the GAC Omicrons. Top 80 average speed, 169. Nice. It was 170 the other day, which means that I swapped somebody on my top 80 to favor a stat that wasn't speed. I swear I didn't go back to the 69 on purpose. Nevertheless, to his 165, so we're still pretty close. Mod analysis, I don't have him by a crushing advantage, but still pretty good advantage throughout. Plus 25 speed, I have 351 to his 311. 20 to 24s, I have 696 to his 523. Plus 20 speeds, I have 1047 to his 834. Plus 4% offense secondaries, I have 355 to his 281. Plus 6% offense secondaries, my 148 to his 90. Plus 9% defense secondaries, my 224 to his 276. He's actually got more than me. And plus 14% defense secondaries, my 76 to his 66. So still pretty close. Relic analysis. Total levels, my 2860 to his 2757. Relic 10s, my 45, and as of a moment ago, 46, to his 43. So, all right, we're both about it. Relic 9 characters, my 189 to his 152. Relic 8's, my 79 to his 101. Datacrons, yeah, this is where he's typically got me pretty solid. Today will be no exception to the rule. Total rerolls, my 488 to his 677. So it's not as crazy as some of the other people you've seen me fight over the years. We're not talking about like a Baby Yoda situation where I would have something like 488 and he's got something like 1600. Something like that. That would be a serious number that we could see on some of our other competitors out here. So we'll take it. We'll take it as it is. Level 9 Datacrons. My 59 to his 91. 6 to 8's. My 2 to his 5. 3 to 5's. My 0 to his 6. Galactic Legends. Really weird. I wonder if this is me having pulled some... No, I don't think this is TW modding, because this looks like a Grand Arena modded Slacker. This looks like the genuine article. I'm a little thrown. I'm a little confused. Because, yeah, it's a relatively slow ray at 475. Very, very rare to see such a thing. So this would help perpetuate the amount of time that she's in DI, I guess. That's a strategic angle. Potentially allowing her to ramp mastery starting from a position of 13.1k. Maybe something there. The rest of it looks pretty good. Standard fare. RMC, good to see you. Good luck today. Stoked to see you kick ass. I mean, we'll see how it goes, guys. It doesn't get any more challenging than this. So we'll see, man. Most Ross, good luck to both. So hard to know who to root for. Tass is such a nice guy and content creator, and I did mention a nice guy, but Sasha seems like such an extremely nice guy that you wish good luck. Yeah, I mean, certainly just the kindest, purest heart of the entire plotting and scheming crew. And that's probably, it's not, there's a lot of distance between first and second place. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. So I think we're on the same page. RMC, appreciate the good luck. Yeah, we already, all right. Soldag, Tass, have fun and good luck. Unfortunately, have some stuff to do today. We'll probably be in and out of the stream, but glad we've gotten a full week of content. Likewise, yeah? Been a while. It's been a while. All right. There's non-GLs. Yeah, it's a pretty impressive Bane. Ooh, the Relic 10 Malgus. I'm jealous. Soon. Not like immediately next. I could do another Relic 10 right now, and I might do that later. That's one clunky Lord Vader he has. Yeah, that's a big boy, right? So there's no pretense of a crit damage triangle on there. He's not really trying to crit anybody. But that's a huge bitch. Like another 40,000 life on mine somewhere thereabouts. Because mine's designed to be about 300,000 life total, right? You can see that I pushed the speed, I kept the crit damage triangle, and then I've just been seeking higher and higher offense secondaries over the years. So, different priorities, but I take no issue with that Lord Vader. Wow. Okay. $379 Exile Ezra. All right. Let's take a look at the OmegaBot report. So we both have all of the stuff here. He's usually opening up pretty early. And yeah, even though I have the advantage, it's, you know, not a lot of daylight between us here. So it is very competitive mod-wise. And notably, he is outperforming his opponents from 57 on up, which is where most of your fights are going to be. At this level, anyway. Because he's well practiced now in fighting the lighter boards of the Phantom's Menace crew. So I'm sure, you know, he's like me. He would like to play a rougher game, but you're so practiced in efficiency. Just learn the ways. All right, defenses he was setting last week. DVDE, Tarful, no kidding. Saw, Ahsoka with Ezra, Stranger, Cassian, Leia, Rey Swolo, Lord Vader, Partagaz, Padme, Jedi Master Mace, Baylan, Jabba, Pirate King. Leviathan, Malevolence, and Raddus on defense. His bottom front is likely to be Saw, Cassian, Partagaz, Jabba, and Pirate King if he was going to keep the same shape as last week. On offense, Sasha was using Satele, Queen, Slacker, Reva, Bane, Maz, Sith Eternal, Malgus, JML, Afra, Gungans, Great Mothers, Traya, Malik, Wampa, and then, you know, an odd mix of whatever was needed to finish the job. And it looks like he only had one match where it was relevant to do fleet at all. So probably 2 Erodiums and a real match. Yeah, something like that. Teams faced by Sasha. Stormtrooper. All right, these are his only drops this season on a Stormtrooper Luke, a Partagaz team, and 1 Leviathan. So that is all. All right, where'd you guys land on the prediction over on Twitch? What do we got? I'll give you guys another 10 or so seconds. Get those votes in. All right. It is almost evenly split, guys. 45% of points wagered went 2 or less. 55% went 3 or more. All right. There's a lot of channel points here on the line, guys. It's like, what, more than 100 and... like almost 114,000? Somebody's going to make that money. Okay, let's open up the board. So... Sasha has cleared some of this, all right? He's not completely cleared the board, but the good news is we've had some bites. Bottom front, let's review the Prime Bot log. Okay, so that Racewell locale that's been doing good things for me this week against the Phantom's Menace guys, he just 57 that. That was his first fight. We see that he had a drop on DVDE. He took out... who was it? He took out everybody but DVD and then cleaned that up. That was for 34, so a total of 36 banners. Against Ahsoka, Ezra, General Syndulla. No shit, we actually got a drop there as well. That's by far my most successful defense. Listen, there's a lot of people who are worried about the fate of, in the future of Exile Ezra, now that he's, restricted to the Ahsoka Tano team. I think it's going to be good, guys. Because whether you go high defense or high health, or your best stab at both if you have the rerolls for it, and then bulk level 3, all that type of thing, this is not a game. Also, I'll have to find out from Sasha later. I wonder if he felt that the crit avoidance arrow on Ezra this week is an issue. Because that's what, 45% crit avoidance coming out the gate. And a lot of players are stacking that with the Partagaz FDC. There's something to that, but it doesn't seem to stop stuff like Leia. It doesn't seem to give Leia any type of issue, really. I think that's mostly targeted at Bane, and I wonder if he tried Bane, because I think that's what both the Phantom's Menace guys tried this week. If that's the case, this is successful beyond my wildest dreams. He's also about 130,000 health naturally with that crit avoidance arrow. So, yeah, with all the added health on here, he is just... All right, so yeah, he killed everybody but Ahsoka and then cleaned it up for 33, so a total of 35. And then Jabba, Chrysanthemum, Bausch just stomped him for 57. Afro BT1, IG90 was 57 as well. So I was interested in setting that on defense, but the more I thought about it, the more I wanted to offer it as a choice than have it set, versus anywhere. Now, the biggest goal of this defense was to set him up for a position where he's going into this back wall with JMK. That he felt that he would have to use Slacker somewhere along the way. Because he had to clean up a GL and DVDE, probably good odds on that. And I say that was the setup because I'm not typically, at least so far this season, setting Pirate King with OG Hondo, which is about the most anti-JMK composition that you can set, and it is a third hold. This is an incredibly rare week with all these defensive results, so we will take it for the blessing that it is. He killed... who was it? He killed Vane on the first go. That's it. And then he cleaned it up thereafter, though. 36, so yeah, total of 37. Fair. Gas with Luminara and 5s. I was thinking about setting Gas, and when I was about to finish setting it down with Gas Rex 5s, I just thought, I just saw it right there staring at me. I'm not using the Luminara Crom. Not using it anywhere at all. Offensively, defensively, why the hell not? Could have set Rex in there. Maybe that would have been the better decision. I look forward to getting his feedback. Or maybe he just overkilled it. I have no idea. But, yeah. All that said, it was a 57 against Dadbod, Forlom, and Asajj Dark Disciple. I missed some of these. So he had a 55, a 58, and a 56, and a 57. That would have been the one finishing the top zone. So it's 55, 58, or 56. Probably 58 on gas, if I had to guess. 56 on Dadbot. He still has to go through Fugitive Omega with a high defense Kron, offensive buffs for light side level 3, and the same Kron on a BKM Bam Grogu team. So we'll see. Stripping banners. Now, you might think, oh, there's less power teams on defense than the last couple rounds that I've set, and I normally like setting very heavy against Sasha. This was a very draw heavy and admittedly lighter defense than what I have often set against Sasha. That's also why I often get my ass handed to me, man. He's got these better datacrons, so he's got an edge on offense. He's got maybe a little more of an edge on defense. Mostly, you can match the advantage of better datacrons when you're attacking into him. But him having that added reliability of optimized crons on everything, especially offense teams, he's usually able to beat me on banners, even if we both drop a bunch. So I knew I needed to go for a cleaner thing. At the same time, I can't be leaving him a bunch of opportunities for 58 plus. So if he got at least one in, I'm not surprised considering what I've set, right? But if he doesn't get too many more than that, I could be okay. And that was assuming I got no drops, and we were lucky enough to score 3. So, all right, up top. Yeah, that's going to be like the 56 or the 55, I'm guessing. ISB was a 57. Stormtrooper Luke was a 57. Cody was one of the others not noted, so, yep. 56 or 55. And then Cassian. That was probably the zone clear for 57, if I had to guess. All right, so fleets await him in the back. Can't show them, but they're there. So we'll see how it goes, guys. He did say that he's got, stuff going on in the afternoon, but if he has time, he will jump in the chat here if the situation allows, and he'll try. And he said he'd be getting in his other attacks a bit later, but he did share that he loved fighting my defense and was a pleasure to, fight something other than the typical high efficiency match. So, like deliberately very high efficiency. So yeah, appreciate it, Sasha. Good to see you, man. Hydrate, whiskey? Nah, it's a little early in the day for me to dig into the liquor. Also, I don't think I have liquor right now. Probably better for me. Give me just a sec, though. I can check with Mrs. T and see if I still have a beer in the fridge. All right, we're back. We're after 3. We still got to kind of hustle up here. Yeah, I'm surprised by my defense holding 2 Dances with Ewoks. Snoover, appreciate the good luck. Eric T. Russell, thanks. Yeah, I saw that the Shattered Era Empire thing is bugged. I expect they'll make it right, Phil says, quick question for you in the chat. Any word from CG about the Shattered Empire assault battle nonsense? I don't think I've seen it yet. It just what is it? It's a little more than an hour since it became available, so I expect a response, hopefully within today, but certainly by tomorrow. We'll see. CCOCYS. I don't even know how to say that. Psychosis? Is it like a play on psychosis? I don't know. But thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Yeah, no, I hear you. Most pronounced. Yeah, appreciate it, Smedge. Good to see you. All right. You assume he failed due to the BB2 bug fix, the stealth fix. Yeah, I nearly failed in the previous round. I got like a 50 because I took down DVDE with the snipe, but we had already lost Wrecker at that point. And then Mara Jade went into stealth, so I had to hit EP. And yeah, it was Crosshair who landed the killing blow, obviously. And he went immediately into cuffs. And that's the story of how my lone fugitive had to duke it out with Amara Jade for like 2 minutes. But we were able to deal with it. I mean, we were not at risk of dying, maybe just timing out. And all said and done, 50 banners. Yay! When you say liquor, what is the difference if you say alcohol? Liquor is, concentrated. So, subset. Alcohol is the big bucket. Liquor is the most concentrated alcohol, like that. You have like liquor, like whiskey, vodka, gin, tequila, actual spirits, like that. That's what, yeah. Yeah, something like that. Darth Link, resubscribe for 10 months. Thanks, man. I can't imagine how happy you two are to fight again. It is always a pleasure and a privilege. All right, let's talk about his defense. Top side. He has Gas, Ahsoka Tano, and OG Hondo. Unusual composition with the Snipskron. JMM Depa Temple Guard. EP DVDE Mara Jade. He's got his bonus turn. He's got his EP level 9. All of that. Thank you. All right, Mrs. T hooked it up. We got a beer, and that'll have to do. Depress Wampa. What's a rougher match mean compared to Phantom Menace matches? That we're trying to set defenses that are actually meant to jam you up, not defenses that are designed and optimized to maybe strip 5 to 10 banners across the entire ground and then win on 57 plus clears on offense, right? That's what I mean. Hey, Kimmy, good to see you. Welcome. Archangel King, subscribe to the channel. Welcome. Bunch of new people today. Good to see you guys. All right. So, yeah, after his DVD, it's Stranger, Spider Maul, Star Killer, and then Ahsoka, Ezra Huyang with the Luminarachron. I should look that up, because that could be a trap that I might not recover from. What is this magic? Okay. Yup. Anti that. That's okay. We can make that work. I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay as long as we try to. We will inspect his Exile Ezra, because we could try to pop him outright. He doesn't have any kind of huge defense, but what's the setup? Speed, you say? I guess, being 379, I should have expected as much. Very good. I wonder if I might. Like, try to pop Ezra. Hype Train just started. Well, thank you guys so much. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Typically, I do a hat change, but I know you guys really never get to see this hat. So what I'll do is, for the length of the Hype Train, I will switch hats. But then when it's done, we'll go back to this one, be in the spirit moment. So let's see. Next fan favorite. We'll put on them all for now. All right, we got to get moving here soon, though. Time's going to be a factor. All right, BKM followed by DRZ, Jabba Chrysanthemum Bausch, Dabbod, and Pirate King. And that is the anti-slacker composition. So, I think I've prepared a menu. Let's begin. Something I learned again this season, which is something I probably learned before and then forgot. I like annihilating BKM first and doing BAM second. You're able to take the birds just fine with enough health on this Kron. It's really not an issue. But as Ancestral Resolve stacks over the course of the fight, she's just able to, like, randomly with a basic strip all of the protection off one of your dudes. So you might not lose anybody, but to have a 55 where you could have elected into a 57 if you had just killed her first instead of annihilating BAM like you might otherwise reflexively do. Yeah. All right, let's do this. It's the Baylan FDC. Did I choose the wrong FDC? I don't think I'm using the Baylan thing for the FDC. So good call, though. Did I really choose the wrong Kron? Yeah, I did. Boy, that's a disappointing start. How can we compensate? We can force... This guy getting called can lead to him being weakened. See this? He's going to call himself into it, lowering himself. So we might be able to, over the course of the fight... Yeah, I should have chosen the correct Kron. Don't get distracted talking to people. That's good advice for anybody. Shit. Okay. Yeah, it would be a whole lot better for me. Okay. All hope is not lost. How many times you... Who else was triggered for it? That's just starting to annoy me, friend. And you don't take the damage because you're still in DI. That's 3 turns? What's that? How do you get 12 stacks like that? Okay. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah. We're still trying to see if we can get the lucky smite on. Damn. Just call yourself. Stop that. Stop it. Stop it. We have a plot. Stop fucking with the plot. Good. Wait, you can't do that. Destroy him. All right. Reading is key. Reading is key. We'll pivot something there. That's goofy, though. That was going to be so simple, too. DRZ good against any of that? I guess I'll have to look it up now. AML can work, but it can be annoying. We got to be careful. We've got plenty of teams. But yeah, if there's ever somebody who's going to punish you for clicking the wrong fucking button, it's going to be here. All right, what did I mark on my sheet? That's really disappointing. The high health on the Traya Kron is what's really great there. So, very disappointing indeed. All right, we'll do Maz here. Turn meter. Turn meter's going to be really good. And the reset. Most Ross, Tass, what do you think of Jabba on defense? I post him myself in Kyber 1, and I tend to either use JMK or Lord Vader on theirs, which is taxing. On the other side, I'm not getting any holds. Solo offense instead, I think he's better on defense than he's ever been, precisely because you can't Mother Talzin him anymore. At the same time, if your opponents are saving enough teams where you don't think it'll tax, saving it for a 59 is valid. That is valid. Match sacrifice to get the blood heated, Hugsy. I assure you, I'm not doing that deliberately. It's just the typical incompetence. Okay, it looks like our hype train wrapped up. Thank you, guys. It was fun. It was brief. Now we can go back to the main hat. The Hat of Ages. Something. How's the fit? There we go. All right. Stuff happens, and hopefully we explode them. He said famously, moments before the coming of the end. I'm relatively confident that I was supposed to get turns. Might just be me. Quick question, what the fuck? This is a 360 speed Maz. What are we doing here? Yep. Stay on target. We'll take it. Hey, Magicon, good to see you, man. All right. All right, so that's a 56. Good, we know how to clear teams. That's good. I'm pleased with that. Jabba. Yeah, we got to look at BCam again real quick. I'm comforted by the notion that he has to deal with the same thing, he said confidently. Satele, I don't believe we can do. Yeah, he has Satele facing us on the top. Slacker, too expensive. Cere, not good. So Great Mothers. Great Mothers was assigned to no one in particular. Just blow up Bane? I think that's going to have to be the way. Out of curiosity, any other options open? Yeah, this would be kind of interesting. A redemption. Ah! The opportunity presents itself. Dark side. We do actually have a Miracron, don't we? Baylan was reserved for DVDE, so something would need to rotate there. If we didn't use Great Mother. Nah, I'm okay. Tellable says, I was too cowardly to try this. My cowardice cost me my match. Well, to be fair, Tellable, that also wasn't the FDC. So, yeah. Let's check what another option for DV would be. That's the important part. JMK. What did I write on my notepad yesterday? Where did I expect I would need JMK? Riva. Does he have Saw facing me? Not facing. Could be there. Save Stranger. And his ray isn't showing. strangers the one-size-fits-all to that. It's fine. Okay, it looks like we can probably make that work. Let's go. Well, yeah, see, JMK is needed here, right? Yeah, JMK is plan A for this one. Okay, can we set this team up correctly without launching with the wrong cron? Been a while since we did a wrong cron. Always great. Oh, right. I know why. Still, that's kind of annoying. I don't want to take a risk on getting wrapped. This is better than nothing. This is the best fit. We'll take that. All right, Platinum Rayo says, Tass, you rule. Tusken, the DVDE, if they're mildly modded. This is the #1 man in the game. There's no mildly modded, my man. We are fighting the very top man. Yeah, we didn't even need Baylan FTC. We'll keep it interesting. Yeah, we'll see. All right, here we go. Third to cat and roll. Sure. Just do this. Oh. You've served us well, Wap. Enough of that now. Yeah, any number of for that. Just this then. You dare. Kill it. Hey, stop it. Beep. Dude, the multiple consecutive cooldown increases is wild. Do it again. Ah, that's a dum-dum on my part. Should have let Kat get the kill. She's got the weapon tech. Probably won't be punished. He said confidently moments before the coming of the end. Yeah, we can afford to just ramp a bit. As one does. No, you don't have the thing. Wait a little more. Rather save the reset until she does the turn pass. Ah, well, you know what? She just got increased. I don't want to be too far behind the ball here. Keep it moving. Trade. Yeah. That's the one. All right. Hey, Tumblo. Yeah, we had one drop. Complete dodo move on my part. Just took the wrong cron with my Traya team. We will hope it is not gruesomely punished. What was lined up for DVDE? You know what I need to know is a profitable use of DRZ for this map. It's bored.
Did he have any drops?
Yeah, he had 3.
Oh, nice.
And he hasn't completed the board yet. Huh?
On your cheese board, he has 3 drops?
It's not that kind of cheese, but it's not that cheesy.
Yeah. Don't try to deny this.
You shut up. I would
or...
feel worse if it weren't for the fact that every time I try to stunt, I am destroyed. Stormtrooper Luke isn't shown. There's a good odds on Stormtrooper Luke being back there. We talked about that. How well did I filter this? Yeah, 7-7, Kyber 1. Sorry, what?
Can you stream on Discord? Is that possible?
Oh, yeah, I can.
Thank you. It's just
the disembodied voice of Shake.
Yeah, you guys will be going right now.
Trench, I'm not going to see Trench this week. Maybe next week. Cassian, no shit. Well, that's Cintavel, yeah. I mean, you know, whatever. Cintavel is butts. Yeah, I know. Wouldn't that be great if it killed Dabbot, though? JMM, no shit. Yeah, but like the wrong one. One that I'm not going to see. Enoch, I'm not going to see. I wonder if I might filter out a lot more of this if it's... let me just check a different way. I want to see if it's good against Dabbot. I wonder. Man. Nope. 3:30. All right, we gotta move things along here. There's a lot to do. What's the setup? Turn meter and reset. Nothing that cheap. And what was plan A? Alec? All right, so that was the 54 as planned. Sith bomb it. Oh, really? Let me check this. I didn't realize that I had this. Not realize that I actually had the thing available. Talk more to me. Boy, do people like this for Stormtrooper Luke. Great Mothers. Yeah, I doubt I'll see a Great Mothers. Really? Against a proper one? Are you certain? Yeah, that's correct. Dangerous stuff. Mess with. Don't want to mess with things. Wonder. Oh. What's that look like? Yeah. DVD. Yeah. There's a fugitive team. Talk to me. 153. Not particularly high. 45 seconds, just a blowout. No, I'm not feeling the vibe. All right, defense cron. Yes, this one is fine. The high defense is what's really nice here for protecting BSF. Let's go. Good luck, Sasha. Wow. Thanks, Magicon. I feel the love. That's right. Shake on that Nokia 6210. I know, man. I don't know where he gets his mic. Gotta be something from the trash pile behind the presumably the ruins of a Radio Shack. Yeah. What's the title where I talk about
Radio Shack?
The title where I talk about Omegabot? What do you mean, Marin? I'm not sure what you mean. The title where I talk about it.
Where am I going to find a Radio Shack from, Tess?
I don't know. Presumably the same type of place that you're buying a mic of this quality, because that sounds like a mic maybe from 30 years ago, or maybe you are an engineer and you have actually electrified a series of paper clips and somehow made it into a microphone. You might be a man of many talents. I didn't want to presume. So I thought that, honestly, the Radio Shack was the likelier of the two.
It's Radio Chic.
Shut up.
Terrible. Honestly, terrible. You should feel ashamed.
You should be ashamed, Manda, for that.
Get him, boys.
Also, what was the point of taking BSF in here? She just died.
Yeah, it's so easy for you to say. Watch literally last round where she survived the whole fight against the same composition with this same cron. It's just a testament to the difference in the modding in the Datacron between the last opponent and this one. The same composition got 57 last round.
To make fun of you. It was a curious question on, like, if it's two mans, why did you take three of them? That's all I was asking.
Yeah. And what I'm saying is, I hear you joking. I appreciate your sense of humor, and I hope your dick falls off.
Okay, good.
Okay. Good talk.
You just said that you just suck at this game, you know?
Yeah.
Accepting it isn't bad.
Yeah, Marin, let me know if you can clarify what your question was about the Omegabot. But, let's see here. Sorry there, Lady Geek. Hmm. 53 will have to do. Okay, what are we doing? Jabba? Then a commitment on BKM. Got the material to do this. We've got it. All right. Still just going to be Lord Vader. I don't have Afra. Afra was on defense. And I don't know that I wanted to try it here anyway. That is part of why Afra is on defense. Yep, that's the one I'm looking for. Oh, the How to Scout? Yep, that's a good video. Yep, Marin, that is my high-level video on how to scout. I mean to make a very long, detailed one where I will actually show like a live scouting, front to back, how I would do it in complete detail. That one I haven't made yet, but when I do, it'll probably be patron exclusive for a little while. Creative motivational speeches. Yeah, Sheepdog. I'm here to help, man. A force of radiating positivity. That's right, Grax. Shake clearly spent thousands of dollars on his headset, but didn't want people to know he wasted his money outside of Slugger, so he just puts on filters to sound horrid. That's right. Hey, Bushman, good to see you. Yeah, we gotta hustle, man.
Thank you for the compliment or insult, Greg. Whatever that was.
Mm-hmm. Yes. He said he's got a joke for you. It's called your device.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Des.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk when you can actually get your matches.
I'm a helper. That'll be $5.
Yeah. Take it out of the vault you promised me like centuries ago, along with the roster review.
It's wild delusion, because there was never anything of the kind. Wild delusion. This is what happens when you get high on your own poppy.
Yes, I don't live in Afghanistan, yeah? You have the wrong country, buddy.
I don't know. How do I know for sure? Also, how do I know that you don't own interests in Afghanistan? Huh? He knows he's been caught out.
Yeah.
It's science. Kill him? No, but really, though.
Does Efra not work this season?
It can. But I think you need luck on your side. And historically, luck has not been on my side versus this particular gentleman. So I don't want the problems. I don't want them.
Very fair.
Oh my god, please fall over. If I interest you in dying, staying dead. I think that's the show. Auto basic. All right. Oh, Tellable says something I would say would be a peak video, especially in my bracket. Someone only just stopping getting light speed tokens is what good relic 10s are. That is like a moving target. As new characters and teams are released, that list is going to get constantly reprioritized. So if you remind me later on in the stream when we're getting closer to wrapping up the board and whatnot, if you remind me, we can talk about that after in the Grand Arena. I can give you give everybody a brief thought on that. Changed a lot? Yeah. There's definitely been a lot of shakeup in those rankings. Yep. You're allowed to kill this man. How much defense is on that Krunk? When you're using Lord Vader, that's not really something you have to worry about, but yeah, this would have potentially been very dangerous for Afra to attempt. And take the money and run. God, that Traya thing is so fun. So Baylan for DVDE, if we had to rotate, we had that tab open exactly to always. We wouldn't know until whether we could afford to use that here. Leia is almost certainly being used up top. Slacker we need to save. It's not optional. I have a bad feeling about burning Slacker up front. Likewise, Sith Eternal. We can't do any of that stuff. The good news is that it is one team. If I had to hack it apart in pieces, I could. What's your deal? I wonder if there's something to this. Do we try it for the sake of madness? First of all, do we even have the Kron? Ew. Not even half bad for the purpose. Okay. You may file when ready. We'll see, you know? Could die famously, could be godlike. We'll try and play it out. Benching Afra on defense to stop yourself from sketchy attempts on attack will always be comedic. Shut up! That's not what I'm doing! Shut up! Right. Thank you, Vin Altabi. Appreciate the good luck. Yeah, Dust Cannon. Yeah, if you guys remind me towards the end of the stream, I would be happy to do that, to cover that for you guys. Stunning you seems like a great move if I could. Yeah, that's right. The one person to not do that to because of the lock tenacity up. The power of reading. The power of reading. Go ahead and not do too much of that. So they start off with the exposed. The exposed could be cleansed. Not much incentive to wait. Don't do that. Hit somebody else. Okay. Okay. I don't wait. You just do all that to her though. Can't be defeated because of hacks. It all makes sense if you don't stop and think about it. Yeah. Oh. Healed, right? Recover 35% max protection. We wouldn't be getting healed anyways, as it turns out. But you would gain all this other shit, which is maybe helpful. A theory. Since you can't be defeated, why don't we do something that we typically do not? We're going to actually just use that to cycle turn meter. Don't hit him! No. That, if you kill him, the whole thing comes apart, and then I'm punished for my bold gambit. Don't do that. Stop it. Alright, that's fine. Hit him. Nobody likes him anyway. You can now be stunned. Yay, we'll call it up. Just basic. We're getting... Oh, stop that. Don't do that. Wah. Wah. Literally anybody the fuck else, would you please? Okay. Okay. Just a little bit of luck. Just a little. This is the nuke, right? We can't actually... We can stun him in here, can't we? I think we need to try. So, we don't have offense up right now.
Yeah, I would do middle, ideally. Because you also don't have spark to prevent you.
That's, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. We'll take the risk. We'll take the risk, I said. He said. Confidently. Confidently, he said.
Yeah.
Confidently, he said. All right, got nothing. Good. All right, guys. It's all going well. All according to plan.
All right.
You want to see what a big bomb looks like, Mom and Dad?
It did nothing. Good.
I agree with your assessment. I am unwowed. Oh, yeah, that's just fabulous. Please fucking miss everything. That is actually the thing I need most in my life. Would, yes. Would, yes.
Can I just say I am not impressed so far.
Ah. Now, would you please? Would you kindly die?
No.
I'm really trying to work with you on this one, man. I'm needing you to go away. Be there and then be not there. That's kind of the thing we're going for. Curse you and curse the house that spawned you. Ha! Okay. That's it. That's how we'll get him, boys. In the end. Please. Please, he said. Now that you could be healed. Huh? Stun? Yes. Love that random 2%. There's no random evasion on him. Thought you should know. It's always great. Good. Yes. Get healed. Yep. Meets expectations. Roll. It's crazy how this has gone.
Yeah, this is why Rogue One is just a shit demon. Never should. The fact that you decided to use it is all on you. Okay,
that.
good. You're about to die, buddy.
Shut up. You gotta believe. You have to believe. Kill him. Kill him? I said kill him. I could not have been more clear.
The assists are not gonna kill him, and ever.
Maybe. You don't know. What do you know? You don't know.
The fact that the kid has, healing when you assist is probably.
I said you don't know.
a problem.
Shut up.
I would like to report I was in fact right.
All right. So.
So that's not. What's new?
Tuskens? How? Tell me. Yeah, well, I believe that shit. High defense. High defense with what? Well, that's kind of it. Is that so? No reason to not try. And we will have to blitz through the rest of this if this is successful. Defense, if we could do a dark side buffs up level 3, that would be sick. What kind of cost are we looking at to run such a thing? Much less defense than I'd like. This is the kind of thing we can afford. Let's see if that makes a difference. We know what the job is. At least you almost fight with the same weapons. Yeah, well, yeah. I got pummeled by Rockstar. I'm well aware of Rockstar, buddy. That's a fine fight you got yourself in.
Does this work?
Yes. Okay. Congratulate. Welcome to the stream, Jake. That's literally what we're trying to find out because we have no reason to not try it. Yeah. Well, the rest of this starts to get pretty sketchy. 9% with DTMG? What is this? What is this match? Oh, that's against DVDE. I'm sorry, that wasn't even looking at the right fucking counter. Doing really well today with the readings.
That explains why Tuskens was brought in.
All right, just do Great Mothers and we'll pivot something else around to DVDE.
GML reserved?
Yeah, JML is reserved. And I also don't want to mess with anything else. Let's see here. What did they use? Only one scene. I wonder why. Turn meter and crit damage. That makes sense. All right. Kill the BKM first? Yeah, that's got to be the right move.
Yes, 100% we can. Because otherwise, Bam will go to TI.
That's right. Friend of the show, Rockstar, regular menace to society on this channel. He's been featured many, many times. We've fought him many, many times over the years. I think I want to bless her.
Why?
Because then her mass is going to be really, really good, and it could be a one-shot just off that. I mean, both ways will win. I'm confident of that. I was right. All right, and that's how you 5-shot BKM in 2026. Let that be a lesson you all. 4-shot. All right, 517. Made it to the back. Yep, I'm glad we saved what we saved. We have some stuff back here. Okay. Cassian, Luth, and Leia. Leia Drogon. Luke. You've got Rey, Swallow Cal. You've got Cere, Malgus. Crew, and then Baylan. Okay. So, no Saw. How does Inquisitors perform against this Leia composition? I guess, how does Leia perform in general? Yeah, very, very rare. Yeah, that's fine. Stranger would work there, I expect. It's good to keep in mind. Only one scene, though, in all of the games, so I don't know how much to read into that. What's the cron? Did he still set Drogon? Yeah, so let's just, at minimum, assume that that's there. Oh, stunned. Meter. And recovery. Yeah, much more rare. Show me. Could be. Could be. Cassian. What are you guys doing for Cassian this week? Oh yeah, of course, Queen. Yeah, that's right. Queen will work. I forgot about that. So what? Yeah, okay. There's a pivot to be made. Show me the way. Queen, 52%. Wow, Baylan, interesting. Okay, for sure. Slacker, 56. That's what I was thinking originally. So Slacker. Fear for gas, maybe? Sith Eternal, maybe? Let's see. Drogon can get Reva, I think. I don't think there's anything special about the Baylan FDC that is... There's crit avoidance on it, right? I guess that's helpful for DVDE, but we're going to go with high defense. Maybe even a turn meter. We'll still be faster without the turn meter. Well, no, we have to be faster than Mara Jade, though. Right? That would be the trick. So Satele can go for Baylan. That means we need something different for Stranger then? We'll think about that. Turn meter. Perfect. Deals damage to an enemy and no other enemy is blinded. Inflict blind. Boy, are we going to exploit the shit out of that. But there's no defense on it. See that? It's kind of interesting. Didn't we see... Aha. Yeah. Yeah, this is... Ooh, this feels like a long shot. Damn. Yeah, that does feel like a long shot. Better reevaluate that one. Wait a second. Yeah, there she is. Good, yeah. How is Jedi Master Mace? Is it just complete shit? Sure, somebody had to have tried it. Jedi into Emperor Palpatine generally sounds like a bad time, but you feel like you'd still have to ask. Bane's a 33. That's the thing I'm underutilizing right now and not thinking the most about. So Cere Malicos crew can get Sith Eternal, can it? Look that up. Or is there a cheap seat for it? Yeah, C generally. So penning. Ooh, that's right. Yeah, Slacker's free. Why do I keep doing this the hard way? Man, I gotta hurry up though. It's just a question of time. POW. So all right, Queen for Cassian. Fine, we're solved there. Ray Swolo Cal. The one size fits all was supposed to be Stranger, Starkiller, Spider Maul, so we'll stick with that. Cere Malicos crew could be C. We'll have to figure out Baylan. Baylan could be Slacker then. Yeah. That'll be a brutal stop. Malicos for Cass, JML for Jedi Master Mace. Something different for DVDE. But that might have to be Slacker. There's competition up there. Satele for Stranger. Leia? I don't know, man. Leia, Baylan, R2. Yeah, I think that might be the way. Cere Malicos crew. Really, bounty hunters? Incredible. Yeah, okay. Well, we didn't do enough filtering. That I deserve. Sorry, not reading chat too much, but you guys know we're tight for time. So I'm hustling right now. Yeah, Bane. Bane, okay. Bane and then Sith Eternal could be a free agent to us. Yeah, we could do armor penetration. So Sith Eternal against DVDE? Nah, that's... So, oh, no, sure than shit. 40% with just the old man. What do you got? Old man, old man with what? Old man with tank on 4. Lockdown Mara Jade and call it a day type of thing. High defense of any type is my guess. Kyle, what was that? Split of health and defense, but you were able to do it. All right. So maybe C solo there. C solo would be in conflict because feeling good against here. Trying to find the other way to slice it. Not enough data really to say. Open it up to 2. Yeah, see, Baylan could go here. Tell me what you know. What is this giving us? That is important. High defense and buffs up level 3. Give it a shot. It'd have to be a pretty crucial amount of defense. Okay, if that lines up correctly, Bane went where? Bane for Baylan is a bad call. Slacker there. So Bane was going to be otherwise for Cere. So it becomes C Bane against DVDE. So what is the greater risk, Baylan or Bane versus Cere? What is this? Danger Spiral, Akron. Is Satele going to be okay there? Or is that better done with C? Mm-mm. There we go. No, Kristen, why did you? Improper. Improper. See, Bane, I remember being potentially rough. All right, let's go ahead and do this one next. This one. That's right, Tellable. Gotta lock in. Chat will be there afterwards. That's right, my friend. Here we go. Don't get exploded. Please. Please? Please? No, hit someone else. Specifically not him. Literally not him. Why are you doing this? Leave Brittany alone. Oh my god. I could not have been more clear about Brittany. Yeah, I mean, probably still a good idea. Come back around. Difficult to imagine that this is a bad idea. Use him de Boomba. No. It could not have been more clear to stop that. Okay, well, I guess maybe in like another 10 years we'll do a turn. For fun, for spice. Just to see how we feel about it. Thank you. Okay. Push his cooldowns back, it's fine. Okay. D6 will have to do. Oh, it gave it to us. I'll take it. Take the money and run. Don't ask questions. Just go. Next hardest fight. Get 'em, boys. I think legitimately it might be a bad idea to go after Ezra first. Because Huyang's going to hit like really, really hard, isn't he?
Especially since you won't be able to one-shot him. It's probably
Might be able to one. Well, no, never mind. He just went a billion miles an
yeah,
hour.
you're not going to one-shot him. Don't bother.
That's what I was afraid of. We won't be able to gain the buffs, but we do want to keep the DI. Want to keep...
do basic, ideally, no?
You're not going to stun anybody, but we could do third to pull us out of stealth, give them something to hit, I guess. We could do third to call her. Then a basic, it'll basic to follow up. We do.
Yeah, just that ideally, because it'll heal a bit.
No, I think she only gets the benefit of rebalancing when it's, why did that work? You know what? We're not going to ask questions, but we are going to basic here to level out. Yeah, we are. Okay. You still have tenacity up, so this is not great. Hit you? I don't know. Hit you? Please leave. Don't kill me. Okay. It's a long, cold road to save this poor thing. Please stop boosting him. Okay, thanks.
Bad idea.
Okay. Yes, do this. We preserve our friend now. Why not? Because we're going to have to work at this to set up for our revive. Oh, yeah, we're going to have to work hard. Oh, my God, stop. Okay. Fun. Yep, nice hit. Getting closer. Oh, my God. Please. We are in so much fucking trouble, dude.
Balance.
It's done. Okay. Got a middle here. I don't think this is our moment. God, he keeps on having that shit right on time, though. I don't know that I have a choice. We're gonna have to just try and roll it with this. Yeah, I don't think we can try and stun and roll this out. That sucks. We're gonna have to play it a different way than I'd prefer. I need this next hit to be pretty serious. That's the droid we were looking for. Okay, so if we are fortunate from here on out, we might be able to do this. Let's see what happens. We'll try and hold off on the ultimate and see if we can beat her down a bit with those R2 basics, because they are serious later on. Yeah, R2's a beast, man. Okay, you know what? This still fits comfortably into the take the money and run category. Have you killed me yet, Sasha? Looks like it. Looks like it, you bastard. Alright, you got those last couple of teams. What was it? 57 and 57. And then one fleet remaining there in the back. Hotbot. Tell me about it. GAC status, update, true, yes. Kick me out of the game. Just a moment. 8 times 5 is 40, plus 3, 55 minutes, and 49 minutes to go. So, probably needing to get a move on. That Traya thing fucked me up, man. Traya error. 2075 to 2027 is the best potential score. That's what that's saying to me, if that's correct. Wait, it said BKM got 3 holds? There's no way. There's no way. Yeah, why are you saying that it got 3 holds? Oh no, the offensive mistakes. There it is. It's under there. Okay, that's why it's listing it.
Have a shot at winning, or are you screwed?
Riva. Let's do Riva now. Okay, let's see what we got. I guess. There's the death mark. There's a call there waiting to happen, but we're going to be ahead of it, so we should be okay. Push him up to 6, do the third. Closing. Okay, DI in effect. Okay. Heal our man. Sure. Ain't afraid of no ghost. Yeah. Okay. Probably won't make it around the banners to save. Would be cool, but yeah, we don't want to do the middle if we don't have to. Worse for us. So be it. 54 it is. The eternal goes there. Can we see what the fleet zone looks like real quick? I think we should do that. So defense, armor penetration, buffs up 3. Looks good. Please be nice. I said please be nice. Could not have been more clear. Thank you. Rock, so you are 501st, so 501st rules apply. So call on you. You can't counter because you're not all 501st, so happy for me. Bully for me. Down. Okay, you didn't have to do that, but you did, and I appreciate you. 1 and a 2. Bop, bop. Let's go get us a snip, shall we? Yep, not a special. Makes sense. Stun into call. Yep. We are over the line. Rocks. Yeah. Yeah. Hi. How are you? Look here, dickhead. All right, 56 will do. No. Not really. I mean, ignoring the protections. Do this one. I'm gonna try this a little differently. Can't stun yet. True. Shields up. You dickhead. Sounds good. Do what you must. Yep. Fine. Push. Incredible shit. Yeah. Why not? Why not ability block? Why not have everything perfectly 100% of the time? How fucking rageous. Good. All right, nice. Got the 57. Woo! Ducking and dodging. The last thing that would be any type of risk, really, would be trying Baylan here. How crazy is this team? Speed up, lots of defense. Yeah, we don't have a lot of defense penetration, do we? Mm-hmm. Right, this was C set. I think even another one. There's Bane DV represented. Why DV? I don't know why. Any one of these Banes look good. But the Baylan looks spicy. Let's not risk it. That is the thing with the thing, though. Wrong team. Doesn't make much difference, but we can go for it. Armor penetration. Omicron? Why not? Not going to use it otherwise. All right. Just don't get countered. Okay. Okay. Where shit gets real crazy, or real dumb, real fast. Not good. The eye is just steady rocking. He's going to counterattack, but I really want to hit his... Oh, you didn't give it, you fucker. Still want to hit him, right? You have to do damage to do it, right? Whatever. Stack him up. Come on, man. Giga. Alright. Almost. Okay. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Kill this one quickly. Before she does her big hit. Okay. Woo-hoo-hoo. But for the grace of God, that one never got to throw rocks, and high skill. High skill. Yeah, no, DV was not going to make it through that one, tellable, for sure. What was that, 55? I didn't see what we got. I'm assuming it was 55.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. This one can be Queen, this one is Slacker, this one is Stranger. So that means we get to do Sith Eternal up top. That's what we were trying to test for. High defense. C plus, I don't know, 1 Sith, 2 Sith, red Sith, blue Sith. 60... Sith. How powerful are we? I mean, you're pretty not great feeling it, so there. Still going to charge up relatively quick, but there's no reason to take the risk. High defense. Super duper high. This will be fine. Take both? Take no risk. Was that over a mil? Dr. Seuss is probably dead. Hey, thanks, Dust Cannon. All right. Yeah, that is an instant defeat immunity, so I will take that money. Sasha, no bonus turn. Ooh, good question. Yeah, no, it's the shock one. He even has a bonus turn. Good observation, though. Why? Did you expect that would cause a wrinkle for me, Fatal? Curious to hear. And when I say no regrets about bringing friends, shock. I think that means he can't get protection back. I should think something else. Glad I did it, though, because I won't have much more time. Getting quickly to the shock. Wow. Decent odds on high banners if we do stuff before the end of time. Before the end of time, he said. Before the end of time? Okay, 50 fucking turn, that's fine. Yeah, by all means. By all means.
Eventually.
Don't mind taking the friends. I don't think C would have wanted this by himself. Jesus. It works. It's working! Okay. What are we looking at then? Malevolence. Home 1. And endurance. Okay. What, negotiator here? Home 1 gets Leviathan, and endurance gets profundity, something like that. Should be all right. 20 something minutes. Okay, 30, just over 30. I want turn meter. Why do I want turn meter? Just to be sure that I'm safely faster. Yeah, I like the plan. Fair. Fair playbook. I appreciate that. Yeah, we do get to ignore the one taunt here. Probably a really slick call, but then we could stun into stun. Hi. Hi. Hello, friend. Works. Mal with the TIE Bomber, yeah, designed to be banner stripper extraordinaire, yeah? You know what? We can just use this. I wasn't going to use it otherwise. This will do. Stun our man. Hey, nice. Bonus stuns for everyone. Strip over here. Yeah. Give the man the lockdown. Yeah. In on him? Probably, yeah. Making our way through. Let's think about this. I mean, we got a month of Sundays until Ultimate, right? Now Thunder with the third? Thunder that shit off? Okay, after her. You are just now becoming vulnerable, but we need to make real progress on you. Whirl, yeah. Patience. Buffs now. Stay on target, I guess. Because until... Please kill that thing. Thank you. We're about to have Ultimate 1 here. Okay, that's nice. Now, here's where things could be a little weird. Yeah. Because this is going to be like this for a minute, right? Yeah. Save the ship drop. Just chill. We don't have stun for that. Best, not the worst I've seen. I don't know that ship drop is the right move right here. Let's get the barrel toss back on her. No more opportunities. You can't be stunned. Well, we'll try and get you with the fear from Spider Maul when the time comes. There's your DI at long last. Kill it. Boom. All right, that's it for him. You can't be stunned, so take the whirlwind and then drop the thing to kill. Yeah. 2 whirlwind. And then my next turn is ship, right? Basic. Don't do the thing. Basic. Don't do. There we go. Ship it. All right. Nice. Christ. Okay. This is not exactly the one. It's the one I'm typically using with Depa. This is usually the one right here. Take it and run. Picture perfect indeed, Dusk. Hello there. Would I interest you? Call our friend. Ah, yes, you've already shaken off the vulnerable, my favorite part. Oh, no, there you have it, for just a moment. Take the money. Just wreck my shit. Yeah, just destroy me, please. Yeah, we don't have a dispel opportunity. Just wait. Just ignore my shit. Just ignore it completely. Love it. And then you can't kill this one. Really gotta love that. Yeah, I mean, that is what it is. What about this one? Up. Yeah? Okay, just... Why not? 50 turns. Take 50 turns.
It would be easier to kill the summon and kill...
You'd think. That might be the case.
Because once Luthen dies, he will despawn. So...
No, that's not true. She will not despawn. That's not how she works.
Oh, sorry. That's one Mothma that's already dead.
I think we need to do this for the cleanse and everything. I need to get rid of all this shit. Yeah.
Why did you not assist them?
My ass. Bro, we are getting fucking destroyed here. The Undermine is just ruining my life.
Get fucked.
It is essentially that, yeah.
It's any consolation. Your attack is going better than Bloom's did today. He got just brutally raped.
You think that's the comfort I need in this moment, yeah.
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 It's okay. No comfort, but you know.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you, friend. Thank you.
Why did he come back?
Because of the kit, man. What do you mean, why? Because of the kit.
I see.
You don't even play the game. You have all the time in the world to read the kit. Go read.
Why would I read kits for a game I don't play?
Hey, he's got us there, folks.
Why would you watch streams and be in chats for a game you don't play?
Oh, because Blue and Dagger's usual combination
is she just going to keep coming back? Is that what's going to happen? Can I kill her now properly, or is that just strictly not allowed anymore? Yes.
No.
Yes, you were blinded. I didn't see that. That's my bad. Okay. Fuck me. Are you fucking serious? Okay. All right, good. Love the idea of getting timed out on this horse shit.
It is funny.
Had him the whole time.
Sure, buddy.
Okay, 57.
You should hurry up, though.
So, if he gets the maximum, he's looking at what? A 2027 is what that says? That's so? Yeah, that's definitely off, I think. Or maybe it isn't. Plus 75? That's what they assumed, 2023. So they assumed higher than a 75 on that. Okay, that's fine.
They assumed it's 79.
See here.
Hotpot assumes max centers for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's that Galactic Republic, but I don't really have the Marauder, so this isn't as strong of an opener. You can go the other way. So Leviathan, Malevolence, Profundity, Raddus. Try Raddus, I think. Shouldn't need more than just the one. Give it a go. Sasha, GG test should be a smooth fleet run for you. We'll see. This is going to be the worst of the three, so stay tuned. Kill this one first? Who to kill first? You're going to dispel us, but there's very little hope that we're going to destroy you early, so may as well try and destroy this one. There's merit to that. What happens? The dispel from this bomber... What is the order of operation? This is ahead of this. How do you want to execute? You'd be able to dodge some of this bullshit ahead of the bombing. It's got to be worth something, but then you can't cleanse the fire until afterwards, so piss on it. Okay, comes all this shit. No fucking way! Get double dodged. Get double fucking dodged. It's actually making my toes curl. How fucking annoying that is. Useless piece of shit. Get off my plane. $72. All right. Woo! Leviathan. There could be something crazy in here. So while I might otherwise be tempted to stunt and just go with the 3 ships, I don't think I will. We'll just take them all. Was kidding, made no difference being overkilled. If anything, maybe did better. I agree, actually. I don't think the bonus turn was going to do as good of a job of stripping banners and knocking off one or both of my sides the way that stacking offense did, so I'm inclined to agree. You. The unmitigated gall of those dodges, man, I'm telling you, man. And we haven't even gotten to the best fight yet, right? It's always a pleasure to watch my Profundity in motion, right? I think we all enjoy that experience. It's something that we can all gain from.
I think the best part is every time you hope it goes just a little bit better, but it never does.
No, it never does. It could be better, but it never does. If we do this, we might not actually be able to ultimate and stunt for banners, so I don't think I'm going to do that, actually. I'm going to stall. Let them think they have a chance. Do the AoE. I mean... Alright, 74 will do. 22. I need another ship. Might as well bring it. Let's see if Han feels like assisting today. Yeah, buddy. Can't really be stripped, so it's not really the same value, just hitting basic. I'd rather have the defense pen, really. This ship hits so animalistically damn hard. Now is a good time to go for the strip. Strip buffs off that ship when you have the chance. Still stay on Rex. Your Han doesn't know about assisting? Yeah, that is our burden. Hey, good job. I'm proud of you. That's my boy, Blue. No assists. Just cruising along. Really the best. Simply the best. Not enough to kill. Never change. Obviously, you would have to do that, yeah. Yeah, for sure. You next. Oh my god, an assist. They do exist. The dodge. Go fuck yourself. All right. 75. Guys, it was a rough road to get here. Made all the rougher by starting off with a bad move, bringing the wrong crown against Traya. So yeah, just if not for that, this would have been a much more decisive win. But any win at all against Sashaisha is a rare thing, and we will take it, man. As always, congratulations to our opponent Sashaisha. A fine battle. It's been too long. Always a pleasure, sir. See you next week. Maybe. Wouldn't it be amazing if there were less Erodiums in the bracket last week? How about that, guys? Ooh, it got hot in this hat. All right, let's go ahead and do the wrap-up. Of course, if you weren't here at the beginning, I did cover how Sasha moved through most of my defense. And then later on in the fight here, he came back to land a 76 on one fleet, a 73 on the other, and then a 74 on the third fleet. 257s in the back, and the rest of it was covered in the beginning. So those 257s in the back were the BKM and the, what was it? The Fugitive Omega. So there you go. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about how things went on offense. So first of all, Traya Nihilus Savage has just been fantastic for BKM, whatever configuration. If you take the Nihilus Cron, or as I expect in the future, a Cron that has a lot of health on it, you'll be okay. Defense doesn't hurt you none. But don't take the Baylan Cron, misidentifying it for the Nihilus Cron. That would be some hot advice that I offer straight up. So yeah, that shit didn't work. And then we tried a bunch of other stuff and took it out with Great Mothers in the end. Spirit. And that was for, what, 27? Yeah, because we did that like on the 4th try. We tried a few other things. Some of them in error. Okay, against DRZ. Maz, Ithano Quiggled, 56 banners. Nice, glad I kept her. Jabba, Chrysanthemum, Bausch, Lord Vader, Oppo, CX2, 57. Boba Fett, Sign of Django, Saj, Dark Disciple, Forlom was Malgus, Malik, BSF for 53. Yesterday, we kept the BSF. Today, we did not. So, unfortunate. Pirate King, SM33, and Bane was JMK, Cat, Watt, 54 banners. Not getting snagged up there with Slacker today. In the back, he had Cassian, Luth, and Clea. A bit of a lengthy run. It was kind of a pain in the ass, but Queen, Master Qui-Gon, Padawan, Obi-Wan got it done. We actually nearly lost Padawan Obi-Wan. Things did not have to be all that much different for us to have actually lost him, so scary. Not recommended, I would say. Leia Drogon, Stormtrooper Luke was Reva, Grand 7th with the Grand Cron, 54 banners. Against Ray Swallow Cal was Stranger, Starkiller, and Spider Maul for 57. Against Cere Malicos Crew was Bane Darth Vader. I have Sass written in. 55. And against Baylan Shin Marok was Slacker Dre Hux for 57. Up top was Gas, Snips, and OG Hondo. That's Cere Malicos Crew for 56. JMM, Depa, Temple Guard was JML, Jedi Cal today. And I got to be honest with you, I think I've tried it with JKL and Jedi Cal. I really like Hoda as the third there. I think I like it better with JKL than Jedi Cal, honestly. And yeah, 57 banners in the end. EP, DVDE, Mara Jade, C, Set, and Scion, 52 banners. So we lost Scion, I believe. Stranger, Spider Maul, and Starkiller was Satele, JKR, Jolie for 57. Ahsoka, Ezra Huyang was Leia Drogon R2 for 53. That was rough, man. That Huyang blitz that I was worried about, I was right to be concerned because that blitz took our Leia to under half. Making the effort to have her be like 200,000 health is clearly worthwhile. I'll say that. And she also got like 73% armor. You have to believe that that was significant. Yeah, okay, that's topside. And then again here on Fleet. Against Malevolence, we took in Raddus for 72. Against Home 1, Leviathan for 74. And Endurance was Profundity for 75. And that is how it was done. So, let's see here. So we didn't have strategic multi-shots. Like in the past, when we're doing the prediction payout, if I electively do like a cooldown pull or something, I don't count that against the total. But today we definitely had more than 2, right? So it's 3 or more. 3 or more gets it today. Lost the prediction, but won the battle. I'm happy enough to have that. It is a privilege. Thank you guys again for the hype train. Real pleasure. Okay, let's see now. Hugsy, GG's, nice play to accidentally take the wrong Cron. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. That's right. It's just me being sporting, and not that I'm a fuck up who can't read and understand shapes and colors. Let's see here. Farmstar says, quick question for you. I'm going to start using my Dedricron with Ahsoka. Is it worth putting a CAR on Ezra if I'm not losing much speed? I did that starting for this season. I don't even do the Dedra FTC. I think I tried that early, and it was whatever. Actually, I don't even think I got real rounds to test that on now that I think about it. It's good. I also really recommend you check out a Cron that's 200+% defense from the newer blue set. Light side bulk level 3, and whatever isn't defense, make it health. And I find that Kron has been great for me so far this season. So still with the crit avoidance arrow, really like that. And I did take my Ezra back to Relic 10, so he's sitting pretty at something like 45% crit avoidance. The Dedricron is not bad, but you know, I'm satisfied with what people have been needing to use against Dedra. I might change that up for week 3. It's a nice Kron, but cover yourself by getting a blue Kron. Otherwise, GG's, you did great not to tilt from that start. It's rare, if ever, that I actually tilt, man. But I appreciate it. Mostly it's tilting about Han, if anything. Hugsy says, been meaning to ask as well, is there any site that can somewhat auto-optimize your mods? I mean, I think Grand Ivory has a free tool. It has a paid version that I think is better somehow, but the real one that most people use is Hot Utils. That is, Hugsy, wait a minute, Hugsy. You know this. You know about auto-optimize. I guess it depends on what you mean by optimize. I mean, you already know about Hot Utils automation. So what else are you wanting that you're not getting? That's the question. Yeah, appreciate that, Don Senzi. Thank you, Chronic, for the GG. Thank you all for the GG. Vin Altabi says, reminder, you wanted to talk a bit about who to give Relic 10 to. Great call, man. So, let's see. Like amplifier level. So, I would say Ray is one of the best ones. All right, attackers that, so if you're going to do Ray, I really like Ben. Why? Because Ben kind of gobbles up most of this. A little bit of potency helps for landing debuffs from his basic. It isn't a super high priority, wouldn't necessarily lean into it. But him being at 70+% special crit chance is not too terrible to do. I mean, I'm only adding, you see, just about 19% from mods. If he was Relic 9, then I wouldn't have that added 10% that comes from the Relic 10. So I would have to have added 29% crit chance, which means that's more mod stat budget that I'm not putting into sheer offense or having his speed at a decent basis, you know? So really like it for Ben. I see why you guys would like a ranked video of the 10s, but as far as ones that jump out to me that are absolutely top of the line, those are 2. Bane is a top one. JML, of course. Leia, very, very strong. Lord Vader's nice, but nowhere near as strong as a lot of these others that I've mentioned so far. They're nice to have. Master Qui-Gon's also really sneaky. It depends. If you're like a lot of people that has him in a speed set, you probably don't have much urgency. But Fatal long ago pioneered the damage build on Master Qui-Gon, and you can get away in either an offense or a crit damage set. It's the requirements, I feel, are higher to do this well in a crit damage set, and it took me a long time to produce the mods to do it. But you're looking for health primary, health primary, health primary, lots of offense, crit damage triangle, solid speed. You end up over 100,000 health, high-ish speed around or over 300. And then look at this, over 12,000 special offense at 70% special crit chance. That's really great. And again, could I make great use of him at Relic 9? Sure, but I'd be probably just under 100,000, which is unsatisfying. And then I would have to budget in another 10% crit chance on my mods to compensate. So I like using Relic 10. It's obvious to do it to tanks. It's obvious to do it to the Galactic Legends for the most part. Most of them have a significant gain. Like JMK and Jabba are probably the 2 weakest to get them, and that's why I have not done them. But outside of that, like tanks and GLs, look at a lot of these top attackers on your main teams. Like Master Qui-Gon loves it. Master Qui-Gon, it's not that you have to rush to do this, but Queen is nice. especially if you're like me. I used to mod her protection-wise because, strictly speaking, that gives the most life total to the decoy with protection primaries. The problem is that very often this team's getting used against Rey, which has Ben that can ignore protection, and true damage, all over the place. And so with those two threats combined, it's better for Queen's own survivability to be health primary oriented. But if you can, stacking on lots of protection in secondaries is highly desirable, because it's still great for everybody's life total involved to be protection set up. But now I'm not as vulnerable, right? This is an amazing position to be in. Over 120,000 health, just over 100,000 prot, and that's really thanks to some really crazy secondaries. Just under 350 speed. Be nicer if she was closer to 360 in a speed set, but considering what I have versus what I've traded away, I'm very, very satisfied. And again, I'd have that much less survivability in Relic 9 than 10. This is another one that's pretty low priority compared to the rest of these. Like Lord Vader and Queen are the least two of the ones that I've mentioned. The Queen does make sense in a world where you start putting Relic 10 on that team with Qui-Gon first. Padawan Obi-Wan is one that a lot of people don't need to rush into. I only did it recently because I was able to hit a crazy threshold. Check this out. Health primary, health primary, health primary. Remember what we were just talking about with Ben getting to ignore protection. You've got true damage coming out from both Ben and Rey. You never know what you're expecting in the 5 vs 5 comp. There could be more AoE involved. So this health is amazing for his survivability. Haven't lost him since I've implemented this, but still crit damage triangle, 100,000 health, 11.6k offense. And you see that at Relic 10, not that crit chance is really a big concern for Padawan Obi-Wan, but I guess, last of all, it's aesthetically pleasing to see that I'm 98%, which would otherwise be 88, right? So, I don't know. Like, the 10 here was mostly to round everything out. It pushed me just up over 100,000. You see that I needed the help to get there. You actually get, in a good set of offense mods with good secondaries, like 3-400 offense, something like that. It's decent. It's pretty good. That's a great Master Qui-Gon. How hard can he hit? You just saw how hard he was hitting. If you were watching in that Cassian fight, I was paying attention. The AoE, of course, from Master Qui-Gon is devastating. Or, sorry, from Padawan Obi-Wan. That can clear out a whole team. But on a single target basis, that Master Qui-Gon's hitting like 3+ times harder than Padawan Obi-Wan's basic. It's insane the damage that comes out of him. Especially, we didn't really have the circumstance today, but the circumstance in which the summon gets killed and then we use Master Qui-Gon's middle to put everybody else under stealth, and then they have to hit him. He's got, Legendary Battle Meditation, so he's counter-hitting all that. Man, I would love to see him backslap the shit out of somebody. It would be bad news, man. So anyway, this one was kind of a good one because I was able to perfect a really good set of mods with that 10, but this one wouldn't be terribly high priority either. Still, in a world where you put 10 on Master Qui-Gon, you might think about them eventually. Luthen is good because of the summons, right? Now, there's folks, if you're rotating Luthen between the different Rebel fighter leads, and I've seen them all, and I think Cassian's probably the best one here in 3s so far, but I've seen them all, and all of them can technically do stuff. I guess I'm bringing it up because if you're keeping Luthen, if you intend to keep Luthen mostly with Saw, and I, for the most part, expect that I will, I don't know. I might change my mind, because what are we doing with Cassian League on 5 vs 5? The thing I'm thinking about is that if you're having him outside of Saw lead, then this damage build that's passing crit damage over to the summon, that summon's only slapping the shit out of people under Saw lead. Outside of Saw lead, it's probably strictly best to go back to a speed set. And then now, I forget whose kid it's in. Leia? Cassian? There's something where there's added true damage done when you meet a condition based on your own character's max health. So speed set up more towards health primaries is likely to be the generically better set. I think Livid was talking about that on my server the other day, so appreciate that. Good point. Sizzled Bun says, any good guides you can recommend for a new player? I basically got all the light speed stuff and think I may have messed up doing so. I want to say just the other day here, we had a relatively newer player point us, no, not a newer player, but a newer player in the chat asked the same thing. And Striker, one of my patrons, mentioned Scribe. He is a content creator. I've guested on his show. He's guested on mine. He plays a high-level Kyber 1 account, but in recent months started a new account and has been making content around that, including guides. So I would check him out. But yeah, I wouldn't have a lot of advice myself coming up fresh. I've been, late game, end game for years and years now, so I just wouldn't know. It's a level 15 of the Cassian FDC for that true damage. Okay, dig that. So maybe that's something you're just... The health primaries are maybe something that you're seizing on for now. What is that? Yeah, whenever any Rebel Fighter ally gains turn meter, they deal bonus true damage equal to 20% of their max health to undermined enemies. Yeah, man. So that's how we almost lost Padawan Obi-Wan. Problem. All right. Sorry, back to our question. We were still talking about top Relic 10s. So hold on. I'll start a notepad file. So I said Leia, Bane, Rey, Swolo, Master Qui-Gon. Luthen is pretty good for the summon's sake, but I'll think about it as we... What I'm going to do is I'm going to build up to 10 and then rank them. How's that sound, guys? The top 10? That sound like a fair run at this for you? Yeah, DR is obligatory. You don't want to be losing the coin flip twice every time when you end up needing to do Leviathan mirrors. So DR is probably within your first few. If you're kind of at that point in the game where you have Leviathan, they have Leviathan, probably DR is probably within your first three, if I'm being honest. Even so, like that was how it was when Relic 10 came out. It's probably still that way, if I had to guess. Let's see. Pyro King's okay. Slacker I really like at Relic 10, especially since Pirate King came out, because there's now been two metas surrounding him where the health of Kylo Ren becomes a factor. If you recall, when the Pirate team was new, there was this Ampag setup where, especially in 5 vs 5, Quiggle, when he does that special, that one special, it just could lay waste most of your team. We're talking about damn near one-shotting Slacker, and then the next guy that doesn't anything just gets to kill him. God forbid there's an SM-33 about to go. It forced me to switch him out of a speed arrow a long time ago and put him into a health primary, taking him up to Relic 10, putting him in a slightly different set of mods, but really, really good mods still, all the same. I was able to hit 180,000 health, still kept about 12,000 offense, went down from 595 speed to 587, but definitely there's been at least 2 metas where I was better served by being thicker than going first. So, yep. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you're welcome, Sizzle Bun. Happy to help, man. So yeah, Slacker definitely goes on the list. Pirate King's nice, but it's... Spider Maul, that was one we didn't have in the early days. That's a solid one. Honestly, Stranger Starkiller as well. And again, this is something I was happy to lift off of Fatal here, but this idea, I think he has them, all 3 of them in defense sets. Didn't go that far, but I drew on that as an inspiration. I did defense and offense sets here for Starkiller. Decent bit of speed, high health. Pretty solid offense as well. And then, 10% added armor. It's not very high. It could be, if this was all defense, we'd probably be up over 70%, something like that. But it is something. And so I'm okay with that kind of hedge. The Spider Maul, and the Relic 10 is nice just for rounding out all those stats, right? He eats the health, the protection doesn't hurt him any. The minor amounts of offense push through a good offense set, ends up being, 400 damage, something like that. And Maul just wants to be huge, right? He's the main tank of our team. He's probably the first priority of his team to get the 10. Somebody did the math, and I think somebody concluded that technically protection skew is better than health skew. I don't think it matters. I haven't experienced it mattering yet in Grand Arena, so can't say I'm 100% certain on it, but yeah, that's the feeling. I haven't felt punished staying in this high health orientation, that's for sure. And again, it's just easier, hitting that 160,000 mark with these health primaries on here, having a crit damage triangle and still just over 10k offense. It's nice, man. The 10 rounds him out well. Satele Shan, of course. Can't neglect our girl. Bane's cool, but his time is passing soon. Malicos is okay. Yeah, I like Malicos. I don't know if he's top 10, but we'll see. We'll see. Mercenary Record. That's a big one. That actually enables matchups that you weren't otherwise likely to win. Maybe not impossible, but the odds are not in your favor. All right, I think we're heading far enough out of the woods where top 10 doesn't need to be a consideration. There's a lot of characters you see that I have taken to Relic 10 that you might ask about, but really just about who's making that cut at the top. I guess Cassian's good for the event, for the era battle, but oh yeah, Bausch. C is on this list. C is not on this list. Okay, so I've got the list on screen here. More than 10 names. Say, assuming you have Leviathan and they don't, DR is probably number 1 to 3. After that, probably Ray, then Bane. Slacker over Master Qui-Gon, to be sure. Yeah, probably over Spider-Maul as well. Master Qui-Gon ahead of Stranger Starkiller? Maybe. Yeah, that might be a worthy consideration. Satele over Swoggle that high. Yeah. Satele Relic 10 is really important because you are so beholden to a really strong Kron if you're below Relic 10, whereas you have just such a massive protection pool at Relic 10 because now you've gotten 2 tank relics to stack on each other, right? Is that more important than Leia? I think generally, yeah. Swallow more important than Leia? I think generally, yeah. Slacker more important than Leia? Yes. So how many are we at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow. So out of these, so it would have to be Mercenary Record then. That would have to be pretty high priority. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Master Qui-Gon. Satele and Satele and Mercenary Wrecker out of here. Sith Eternal or Bausch? I'll tell you what. there are a couple riskier matches for C Bane where C could actually get blown out before Bane does. I'm thinking nominally of yesterday's match, right? C Bane versus the Stranger team that Herbert said. Yeah, man. Who's Swolo? Come on, man. Ben Solo, man. Why is he called Swolo? Because, you got the ladies got that shot of him shirtless in the movie, right? That's our Swolo. Let's see here. Tellable says, I appreciate you doing this task. No disrespect to the other people who make this kind of content, but I just value the info from people like yourself more. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for enjoying it. I'm glad to hear that, man. Yeah, that's why he's Swolo. All right, what are we at now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's our magical cutoff line. So it's Bausch or Sith Eternal. I think if it's got to be between the two, I think there's probably a better case for C. It's kind of iffy. And then you can see who's kind of not making the cut for the top 10, but is worth arguing about. Ahsoka, she is a good Relic 10. But what... She was my first Relic 10 because my guild asked me to. Wasn't really at my discretion. The first one that I did by myself, for my own preference, I think they wanted me to do her anyway, but not as quickly as I did. I just slapped that bitch on Rey and got rolling. Yeah, Ahsoka is good. It makes her better. And, if Sasha was able to hop in with us, he might tell us if... he did drop on the Ahsoka. That's right. It was the lone Ahsoka. So did it take him too long to kill the Ezra with CA, or did something weird happen where maybe Relic 10 made a difference? I'm saying that between Relic 9 and Relic 10 Ahsoka, I don't know what world of difference is made. I think that even though Ezra is less, not universally applicable like he used to be before, slap him on whatever, light side team and watch fireworks fly, right? You can't do that anymore. But he kicks ass on that Ahsoka team. And if you are going to commit to that crit avoidance arrow, the Relic 10 is kind of nice. I want to say Fatal has a health arrow, no regrets. I know he likes it, and I really did think about doing the same. But that's why I was really happy with the arrow that I found, right? You might find other players that went with the health primary and not have too much more health than me. I had just about 130,000 health, 75,000 prot, 374 speed, 60% armor, and 45% crit avoidance. So would I be that much stronger in a health primary? Sure. You're looking at 16%, so I'm leaving 12% health on the table there, right? What would that look like out of curiosity? 129,533 times 1.12. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Like 146,000, something like that. 142,000 somewhere. So it would be a pretty significant. Really? No, that's not right. I increased the whole thing by 12%, not just that one mod. Something, you get the idea. There's 12% health on this mod left on the table by it not being a health primary, but not regretting it, man. I've gotten holds in all 3 rounds now with Ahsoka. Surely something must be right. I think Fatal had some performance for him with the health primary, so I think you'd be well served considering either one. But if you are going to go with the crit avoidance arrow, you have an increased case for Relic 10. I think if you're not doing that, you could take your time taking him back to 10. You wouldn't need to rush it. I just saw no reason to hold back because I was trending towards that crit avoidance arrow. All right, so screen grab it, folks. This is my top 10. I'd say Is this more? Wait a minute. Is it really prioritized? Fully prioritized? Is Mercenary Wrecker? Mercenary Wrecker is like a whole thing unto himself. He enables a whole thing unto himself. Maybe this is like number 2. If this is making the assumption, I mean, I don't think I need to type it. If you don't have decent fugitive and crosshair, then this would not be a priority for you. My face is covering it. Yeah, let me see the OBS. That's my bad. There you go, guys. So you can see the ones that didn't make the cut there, but that's kind of, I think, my prioritized 1 through 10 list. There we go. This will be nice for you guys to take a screen cap of. Yeah, and then the honorable mentions after that. You like that list? Fatal approved? I mean, if he's still in the chat, he's welcome to offer his thought on it. Am I answering all the questions here? Hey, BDM Ghost, good to see you. Glad you like it. Who's the bottom 10 for Relic 10? Yeah, I mean, let's start with Ugnaught, shall we? Oh, Swolo. Yeah, you know what? Not all of you guys are... I thought this was common lingo at this point. It literally doesn't even occur to me to say Ben Solo anymore. Like, the word's been fully replaced. Fully replaced.
It's always been Ben Swallow, so people living under rocks.
What was
you
that?
Wouldn't put JML in there?
Oh shit, JML. I verbally did mention him. Wow. You know what? Wow. Good call. Mercenary Wrecker, Bane, Satele, Ben, Slacker.
I would definitely do him over C.
Over C for sure. Well, now we got to juggle things first of all. Ben is about that, but somewhere right around just after Satele. I think just after Satele. Satele being able to smack the shit out of Stranger and Friends is critical. So let's amend that. Good call. Really appreciate that. That's a really solid observation. Calidus, my man, good to see you. Who calls him anything other than Ben Swallow? I mean, I just stick to Swallow, my man. You're all good. You're all good. Not everyone was in the meme trenches. I mean, I guess that is a big rock you must have lived under to not have seen that oiled chest there through the Force when they saw each other through the Force, and he had to be oiled and shirtless at the time. Classic. Calidus, appreciate that, man. Resubscribed here for 7 months. I know you quit the game a little while ago, man, but thank you for showing out. Thank you for your support, and hopefully you can come back at some point. All right. Guys, you got more questions? I got some time to do a little bit more Q&A before I get ready to wrap this up. We're already over time for the week. We've already wrapped up Grand Arena. Wow. What a day.
What do you think about Oppo?
Oppo is nice, but I would do him after, like,
probably
Luthen.
yeah.
After Luthen. Like, you're wanting to maximize him for the sake of his summon and for the feed into Lord Vader Ultimate. And also, they're also increasing their own mastery, like by 1% at a time here on a few different actions. Like, there is a slowly increasing mastery. So giving him, +5 more mastery to start the ramping off of is arguably nicer. But less impact. Like, Oppo's summon is okay. But the summon from Luthen is, like, especially under Saw, a huge threat in a way that Oppo's summon I've really not found to be. That help?
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. Lord Vader's probably going to be my first, says Alex Ninja Kid. Hey, good to see you, man. See you on the Discord all the time. Just because he's that guy, not for game reasons. Listen, I did the Lord Vader probably sooner than a lot of other players in the top 50. You don't have to twist my arm. If you've seen my mod guide on Lord Vader, then you know I love this dude. He's huge. He's reasonably huge. There's thicker out there. But 300,000 life total, 590 speed, crit damage triangle, pushing on 13,800 offense. Just a brute. You figure people like full offense set are pushing 14 plus themselves. So to be within a stone's throw of that in a speed set, fantastic. Still, though, not like you're talking about the difference made between Relic 9 and Relic 10. I think it is pretty fair that he didn't make our cut for the top 10. Alex, I watched that mod guide religiously, to be honest, stacking mods for the onlook. But we are missing the clones. We need the clone mod videos. Yeah, man, I do owe you that. I think Banjo reminded me of that earlier today. I owe you guys. I owe you guys. What am I doing tomorrow? Tomorrow I got plotting and scheming to record. I'll see if I can't make the video on Oppo here this week. I'll try and get that out to you guys. Tellable says, yeah, that is a lot of offense. Holy, I was going to say 300,000 isn't a ton of life, but with that amount of offense, that's hugely impressive. Right. And that's why it's nice to highlight the difference between like the way I've got it set up versus Sashaisha in this round or whoever else I'm fighting up here. Like, it's really cool to see that there are some significant difference in main characters in the way that you mod, and all of them have their place. So find your flavor, That's why when I do the mod guide videos on characters, I'm trying to teach you guys the kit first, right? The kit of the character, the leadership it operates under, and then how does that inform the modding? And then the character, and then when the meta shifts, new things are enabled, certain counters are closed off, you kind of know, because you knew the kit first, how to optimize and change the mods. Does Drogon fit into the same argument as Bausch and Oppo? Drogon I really like. Where is he in this list? Did he make the honorable mention? He didn't. Where does he fit relative to... Yeah, Drogon belongs in here in the honorable mentions for sure. Oh, a little bit more. There you go. So there. I've seen a surprising amount of Stranger R10, says Tellable. Is that real or just why not? He's good, so I'll give it to him. He does eat up most of what's given here, but you got to think about it like this. It's about maximizing what's already a really good setup. It's not about, oh man, that Relic 10 just added a shit ton onto him. It's about, again, I took this setup more from Fatal. The idea here is that if you watch this team at the high level, the damage kind of takes care of itself. The damage on this team is monstrous. I did keep offense on Starkiller, and you might argue that that's pretty helpful. I would say it is. We could have an intelligent debate on that, but I absolutely agree with Fatal's tank build on Stranger. We're just over 100,000 health now at Relic 10, so I needed just that little pushover to hit over that nice mark. 70,000 prot, 330 speed, which is great, right? Because with the plus 70 from Star Killer, we're a nice round 400. Crit damage triangle despite all the health. So we're talking about another character with 3 health primaries and then 72.2% armor. So 18% armor added. There's a lot of survivability added into this character. And does it stop my opponents using their Satele with their high protection cron from blowing him up outright? No. But I don't know that any configuration of Stranger does. You might argue that the most risky thing you could do right now is take Satele against a well-equipped Stranger, Star Killer, Spider Maul, and they're wearing a Wampacron. That's potentially a real issue. But just about anything else, it's been doable. We just had that FDC for Spider Maul expire, and Satele was handling it then. And now we're entering high season for Satele, right? Next week, week 3, is the dawn of the availability of the next new Datacron set, in which there is a Satele level 9. There's a monster. Yes, I have it. It will be here next week. Dust Cannon, 72% armor is great on Stranger with that spread of stats. I appreciate it, man. You can see that I've really only got just about 1,400 offense added, but I'm not really worried about how hard he's hitting. There's so many effects that he puts out. Star Killer is your main damage driver regardless, and I've yet to be punished. So I thought it would have been much more important for him to have high offense early on. And I'm glad to see I was wrong. So yeah, this build from Fatal is very nice. Again, he runs it in all defense. So he might have just under that 100,000 health. I'm not sure. But he would have certainly a few points more defense than. Yeah, I love these questions, guys. Keep asking. I ask any of my patrons. I sit in Discord and could talk about mods and modding all day. Literally do.
Yes, you can't get him to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Hellable says, in general, I'm a super big supporter of defense mods for the last year or so since listening to Fatal, so I totally get the argument. That man has me deep in the defense mines. Most of you would be well served in doing so, yeah, especially as you push into the end game. When you start taking the best of your characters from, like into Relic 8+ territory, your 2 set is generally going to be better off as a defense than health, because you're gaining good chunks of health along the way when you're adding these relic levels. And so you're getting diminishing returns on it the higher you go. Yes, can you compound that advantage with health primaries on your mods and get big health? Sure. But folks that have very detailed spreadsheets for calculating such things long ago figured out that the effective health of higher relic characters, so I would say A+ is probably where the mark is, your effective health is raised more by a 2-piece of defense than a 2-piece of health. And so yeah, it's for most folks early game into the mid game, you are just fine using a 2-piece of health. For a variety of cases, it's probably even optimal until you start getting to the higher relics. But when I say for everybody, I mean your attackers, your supports, obviously your tanks. But, you should have to stop and think which characters don't want that 2-piece of defense and would prefer the 2-piece of health. There's only a few that come to mind, right? Like, Pirate King is happy to be in a 2-piece of defense at high relic. Why? I mean, gains a little bit of something from health, but he's not super mega giga health, right? He's not getting a huge thing out of his leadership. Whereas, wait, before we switch to that, Leia, you could have her in health or defense, but it's hard to hit this 200,000 mark if you're going to be in the defense. And we do true damage based on health, so that's why she's still in the 2-piece of health. You have to answer why you think it makes sense. Rey, she has this huge synergy with more health. And I've gone to the effort of pushing her as high in the set. That's 4 health primaries, 245,000 health, right? Could she do, could she have significantly higher armor and a 2-piece of defense? Maybe, but there is an outsized amount of lifeblood that I would be trading away from my allies if I went to a 2-piece of defense instead of health. So at the high end, it's you have to stop and think, where is it really justified to emphasize that? Otherwise, yeah, look into defense, man. Let's see. Next question. Drex B says, on that point, what do you think about the Bastila level 9 over the Satele level 9? I think this is cool if you're a part of the game where you're using Bastila lead. You know what would be dope? This could be kind of neat for maybe mid-game, right? Into late game. Like, let's say that there's a world where you have Satele, JKR, Jolie tied up as your 3 versus 3 Satele team. And now you've got like JML, Jedi, Cal, Hoda or something else. A very effective classic B team killer was Bastila lead with JKL and Grandmaster. This doesn't even require that Bastila is the lead, so it might even be better still to have the JKL lead. Now, granted, she wouldn't be getting Jedi, whatever the buff is that comes from JKL lead and from JKL's middle. She wouldn't get it because she's Old Republic. I don't know that matters. So that could be cool, but not as far as if you're asking, like, on your Satele team, which is better. It is kind of neat, but I think this Satele 9 is just goofy. Goofy. Long ears, nose, says Gorsh, is a friend with a mouse. Literally goofy. All right, Vin says, defense mods with defense primary or health mods with defense primary? So this is a frequently asked question. Had a really good debate good discussion a couple weeks ago with folks on my Discord about this. The general advice is that defense primaries are pretty poor because the fact is, on a percent defense secondary, it is theoretically possible to get 20%. You could, if you max out all of the percent defense rolls, you could hit 20%, which is equal to the value of a defense primary. Flip it on its head. Let's say that, nominally, not talking about any specific case here, a defense mod is great for a tank, right? So if we put this defense primary mod on there, and we try, and let's say this is a health or protection-based tank, it doesn't matter. The maximum value that you can roll on a health or protection secondary is about half what you can have from a primary. So, it makes a lot more sense from maximizing the amount of stats given to your character to have them in a survivability primary, if it's a tank, for example here, so health or protection, and then you would have, ideally, a maxed out percent defense secondary as close to 20% as possible. If you had flat defense on there, you'd be just about the same, just even a couple slices. So I definitely think that the defense primaries are a very poor choice for tanks in particular. But where this discussion on my Discord turned interesting is somebody wanted to explore, what about the case where you could put this 2-piece of defense, and it's a defense primary, on an attacker? On an attacker who is not needing a speed arrow, so you could have a decently fast defense primary in this scenario. Your ideal other best secondary would be percent offense, right? So, you're not worried about stacking percent defense on the secondary. That's what you've got the primary for. You've got percent offense, which if you're like me and you're running a lot of attackers in health primaries, then you already know that you're getting most of that offense primary, right? Like an offense primary is worth 8.5% offense. You see a bunch of my mods that are 7+% offense. We get the lion's share of an offense primary through secondaries. So if you had the good speed and the good offense through secondaries, you're not missing a speed arrow, so you could have a defense primary, and that would best protect your character against any type of damage that was not true. Like if it's an attacker who's not fighting a true damage team, so specifically not somebody like Ben Solo, right? Padawan Obi-Wan, for example. Padawan Obi-Wan would never be wanting to do this, right? Because we know we're fighting into teams with true damage, so we want the health. So specifically where we know that we want to compress physical or special damage, it's a very interesting thought. But I don't deliberately pursue these mods. If one just fell into my lap that was a defense primary and it just rolled up like one of those desirable stats, like speed plus a strong percent offense or whatever like that. If it started rolling like that, I would start developing it and see where it goes. But I wouldn't make a deliberate effort to prioritize these because the fact is you need way more of those health primaries or prop primaries that have high speed, high offense, what have you. Way more than you need this defense thing. But could you make a use of, and could there be a mathematically valid case to protect an attacker with a defense primary like that? There might be. There might be. Talable says, it's a little off topic, but it's mod related. Why is Ahsoka modded with speed set? Could she be better served by just bulking her out of her mind, even at the cost of 20 speed or whatever? Yeah, I don't know that. So here's what I think. You're not killing Ahsoka first. You're usually killing Ahsoka last. So her ability to effectively tank is relatively unimportant. It's also, she has a very high basis of armor, right? Let's take a look at mine. I want to say she's got a 2-piece of defense on. So with that and some decent secondaries, I'm not going to lie to you, but it only amounts to 12% defense added. She's just over 80% armor, and that is a relic 10. But it's not a ton of work to push her up to that armor, right? So there's a lot of room for you to add something else. And when you think about what her value is to her team, it's actually just taking turns. Yes, her having taunt and everything is nice. It's better that they have to get stuck hitting her than anybody else. But that goes back to, if you want her to be having taunt, then you want her to be using Defiant Resolve more. And not only do you want her to use that for the sake of the taunt, but that means more Eyes Blessing, right? More Eyes Wisdom or whatever gets out onto the field. We want her to move quickly. Her cycling her turns is the best value to her team. Her tankiness, as you can see, these mods are good. I'm not saying they're not. But it isn't like an insane amount of defense added overall, producing this 80% base point. We bring her health very high, and whatever amount of protection gets added, but like health and speed, some armor, I think just her being quick is really good. And as a single character, her being bulked to the gods, sure, but to what effect? It doesn't really help her save her team. Hey, Nooch just raided in with 20 viewers. Welcome, everybody. Hopefully, great stream over there with Nooch. If you guys are coming in a little bit after we wrapped up Grand Arena, we had a match at the top of the game. I was fighting the #1 man, multiple times #1 Grand Arena champion for years and years and years and years. My co-host on Plotting and Scheming. We fought Sashaisha, and we managed to win. And it's been a while, both since I fought him and since I won. So really, really a pleasure. Hopefully, Nooch won today, or what's going on? Hey, I see you there in the chat, Nooch. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're just talking shop. We're talking about mods. Folks asked earlier about, my modern take on a top 10 for Relic 10 characters. So we cobbled that together. Honorable mentions below the top 10. Now just answering some more questions about modding. So by all means, folks from Nooch's channel, feel free to join the discussion. Okay, Talbot says, to be honest, that makes total sense. I appreciate it. I guess I was approaching it from a timeout angle or whatever, and if I'm being completely transparent, I was looking at good players. There's no reason you shouldn't do that. Was looking at the Phantom's Menace fell in the top 10 and was curious. Well, so I explained to you my rationale there. There could be certain counters that you're trying to target where you might go way off the beaten trail. There are a few characters that those Phantom's Menace guys like to do. Most of them I don't agree with, but the one that I did lift off them that I have not regretted is I think Herbert was the first of us at the top to switch into that health primary on Slacker. And that has made all the difference. But, fans of the channel know I lift good things off of opponents all the time. We are a learning machine. We are the Borg. We shall take, blah, 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 your, something uniqueness and distinctiveness and add it to our own. Mm-hmm. Hugsy says, what would your advice be to making a non-galactic legend Lord Vader counter? In many metas, Bane works. Just plain old works. In metas where you have super high defense on Lord Vader, that can be a struggle, especially in current times where you don't necessarily have equal amounts of armor penetration that you can have on a Kron to counter it. So I would say Bane is probably the premier. In some metas, BKM can still get the job done, but the song remains the same there. What you need to do is kill. You need to kill DCT first, because very quickly, can you have Order 66 go out onto one of your guys? DCT's probably going to target that person when he gets his first turn, and then just massive damage the shit out of them into non-existence. Which is why when you're using BKM, priority number one is to nuke out Clone Trooper, and this is another Fatal-inspired modding. So his biggest value is to come around and get his turn and hit somebody that's got Order 66. When he's stealth and he does basic, yes, it can stun. Yes, he's got other things in his kit. Yes, he's technically a damage dealer. No, it's not technically bad if you build him for damage. But the real value of him is actually being there to seize on Order 66. So Fatal has him in all defense sets, all, I want to say protection primaries, just pure life total and armor, right? No particular emphasis on damage, and I want to say the amount of speed he's got on there is average and or incidental. So that was his strategy there, and you could see why. Just fully giving him the tank treatment to maximize his survivability. I decided to take a more hybrid approach, right? Still 1, 2, 3, 4 protection primaries. Good offense secondaries, though, right? We've still got some damage coming out of this. Kind of a nice one there. You've got stuff like this 8% health secondary on this protection primary, a 2-piece of health, good protection secondaries kind of throughout where I could. And then I just recently took him to Relic 10 to just further compound, this effort on life total. And now you see, you've got something like 240,000 life total on this guy, right? 243,000 life total. Still 350 speed, and what the hell, why not? Just over 11,000 special offense. Is this kind of having a finger in every pie? Yeah. It could be more optimized one way or the other, but you understanding the character's role in the team gives you insight on how you want to push-pull with that modding thing. Does that make sense? Yeah, These Phantom's Menace guys are good, Lord Porg. They're great players, man. Yeah, are they efficiency players? Yes, but all players need more practice fighting against sometimes their boards are cheesy, sometimes their boards are just light, but not necessarily cheese. In all cases, they're playing an efficiency game. They are scouters, they are rotating things, so they're not lazy players by any means, and they will test you. Not saying anybody here is doing it, but a lot of players like to talk shit about cheesers. And incidentally, these players are often losing to cheesers, which I find very fucking convenient. Wow. You don't like the thing that beats you in the game. You know? So, talk shit about him after you beat him is the point. Talable says, you're great for answering. Thanks, man. I know most of the top players have the same setup. I just saw a bit of an odd one out there and got curious. Also true, the Phantom's Menace guys do Ahsoka on offense a lot. Yes, they do. They like Ahsoka Ezra as a tight 58 against any orientation of Jabba. They really like that one. You are not lying. Marin Sook says, what's the secret from Herbert when he only used Ahsoka and Ezra on Jabba? It's just mechanics, man. Take a blue set Crom with some defense, some health, and I don't know. I don't do it. I don't run it myself. I believe that it's probably so lock solid that you could likely put it on auto. I don't know. I don't run it, but what I can tell you is if you look into the history, it looks just rock solid, man. Governor, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Good stuff. Lord Porg, you won. Nice job, man. Which one of them did you fight? That's a great fight, though. They timed out with their Ahsoka on your Jabba. Really? Really? You're gonna have to let us know. Jump. If you're not in my Discord, please join and let us know when you check the history about that. That would be really cool to know. I can't wait to find out what folks were using to wipe out on my Ahsoka this last week. That is really great. Yeah, if you're not on my Discord already, here's the link for it. Yeah, I saw that question earlier about Satele. I'll answer it here in just a second, just making sure I didn't miss anything else. Hugsy says, noted, and thank you, sir. How dialed does Maz have to be a reliable Lord Vader counter? Of course, it depends on enemy Lord Vader and his team investment. But is there a somewhat certain threshold for Maz to be able to do work? And kind of the same question on Queen versus Rey. Mechanically, Maz is much stronger against Lord Vader than Queen is against Rey. Queen needs stronger Maz, a stronger quality of setup overall to be effective against the best Reys than I think Maz will need. That said, we've already seen a couple different metas where Maz can be impeded, if not outright shut down. You could go with Super Mega Giga defense. You could go with Super Mega Giga offense. But something middling just doesn't cut it. Maz feasts on the middling Vader. So I don't know if that's specific enough, but hopefully that helps. All right. Rioruk says, Tass, is Satele an S tier character on par with Stranger or somewhere lower? I would say that it is the very exceptional Queen Amidala, and then even then it's probably meta restricted that you can use Queen to beat Stranger. Outside of that, I don't know. I think Satele and Queen may be your only two non-GL counters. The Stranger. So when you put it in that context, Satele is an S tier character. Yes. I would agree with that. And again, she's number 5 on my now, as of today, adjusted top 10 list. So again, if you're just getting here and you haven't seen this, grab a screen grab of it. That's where I think I'm standing right now. About answering Queen, though, yeah, you do need. It's tough to say what that line is because it's different at different levels of play. The answer is slightly different between top 20, top 50 of Grand Arena, top 200 outside of that, and so on. The levels of crons and preparation and modding that you're seeing from people is significantly different in those bands of play. So I would say focus on, like, for example, if you watch my mod guide on Queen, I mentioned that you could have her both as either health primaries or protection. But what I tell you is to look for the best secondaries overall. Watch the mod guides on the factions that I have, and when you understand why they're modded the way they are, relative to their kit, relative to what we're using them for, you should be able to get a sense of what a good baseline is, and then you improve on that. I want to say I have complete guides for all of the Queen team. So, or at least the core 3. So I think if you haven't seen that, I would recommend you check that one out. All right. Stonehead Jubers. Hey, good to see you, man. Hello, Boss Tass. Good to see you. Yeah, if you're just getting here, you missed the Grand Arena, but you know, it's all there on the VOD, and we managed to win the day against the big man himself, Sashaisha. So really very nice. Let's see here. Did I miss other questions? I think we're good. Anything else on you guys' mind? Otherwise, we'll probably look to wrap this up here in the next couple minutes. So I'll give you guys another moment to think it over. But great questions here for Impromptu at the end of the stream. Guys talking about a new raid announcement? What? There's something in the data mine news? Nah, I saw that they here a couple hours ago, they did just put out a note. They know about the Shattered Empire event being busted. Let's open this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'll make it right. I'm not really worried about it. Well, that's a fun question, Hugsy. What's my favorite team to use and my least favorite to face? It's a really fun question. I like you. I like you for that. That's a good one. Here, we'll put the music back on. If we're gonna chat for a little more, we'll have some music. Most fun to use. Probably to this day, it's still Malgus. My G, Malgus, has been just one of my favorite characters because he's fun to tweak. Like, Gas is one of my favorite modding project characters classically. But, like, for using... Where the fuck is he? Where are you? Where are you, you wonderful shirtless man? You're the counterpart to Swolo. There you are. You barbarian, you. Oh, just over 100,000 health, 260 speed. I keep him between 240 and 260. Crit damage triangle and 13.2k offense. He's a bad lad. Bad lad. And when you throw those rocks, that is authority. People sit down. So yes, love Malgus. Team that I like facing the least. Interesting question. My suspicion... I mean, as far as the team that I think I'd worry about most on paper, if it was going to be like Ahsoka Ezra Huyang with that Crom with that super high damage, now that Huyang smacks the way he's meant to, might be Ahsoka Ezra now. Because you have to be led on your feet with that one. That was a messy fight. But in practical terms, in terms of teams that I am eating shit on and probably should be more concerned about, I mean, the BKM was a play error today, but when I've underestimated that before and gotten caught out, BKM and Fugitive Omega are a couple B teams that give me trouble, but I don't fear. Ahsoka is probably the only real fear, I would say. Because that one can get away from you. Good answer, man. Sorry, great question, rather. Alex Ninja says, how stoked are you for Cobb? Are you dusting off the old Jawas? I guess they're not going to give us more Jawas or revamp their kits. Nothing has been said lending towards that direction. I don't know. It's a team that's probably not going to be that great on defense. It depends on how the AI plays it. I could be wrong. Maybe it will be. But if it isn't, and if it's one of those teams that's going to be better orchestrated on offense, yay, great. I need another one of those, you know? So I'm not exactly thrilled. It's we'll see. It's difficult to see where this character fits on a board that is increasingly overcrowded. So, not sure, man. I'm not super stoked about it, but I'm open to being proven wrong. Frick Frat. Oh, let's see. Frick Frat. No questions, but caught the end. Congrats on the win. I look forward to going back and watching the VOD. Thanks, man. Yeah, appreciate it. It was a great match. And all, you know, you guys know when you see me fight Sasha in the past, win or lose, it's always a pleasure. And, you know, definitely great to get the win today, for sure. Yeah, Tellable. Yeah, Kyber 1 is really not the same rank when you're down in the 37-38 versus you guys. It's a different game entirely. Yeah, it's a very different game, for sure. And a lot of folks don't understand that, because folks will say, I'm Kyber 1, and they'll be maybe not at the very bottom, but not too deep into that climb so far, from the bottom of Kyber 1, and it's something you come to appreciate. Just how different things get. Let's see here. Oh, Dust Cannon says, that was a great question from Hugsy. I'd like to add if there's one for 3s or 5s. So like a team that I in particular prefer to use on 3s versus 5s on offense, and a team that I am particularly afraid of in 3s versus 5s. So I answered the question from the point of view of 3s already. That's kind of how I was thinking when it was asked. So I guess those answers won't change for 3s. For 5s, my favorite team on offense. Rocks is still going to be kind of up there. I got to stop and think about it. Oh, BT1's got to be out there too, man. In the same vein of Rocks, a well-built BT1 can lay low the Jabba team among many others, and just like Malgus, man, that BT1 is just a pleasure to see him pop off. So maybe that, and it does a lot in 5 vs 5. I'm cool with that. I'm satisfied with that choice. Who else am I afraid of, though, on defense in 5s? Maybe Ahsoka, but also maybe DVDE. DVDE is... So this isn't like a long-term answer, right? It's a meta answer. The DVDE team is artificially propped up by the Sith Kron now and the DVD FDC before it. It's going to fall off eventually, but that's a team that you can get wiped out on. You can get closed out by that. All right. Wow. Okay. You guys are coming at me with some good questions now. All right. Marin says, so now that we get the new economy and brains are not in super high demand, what is the thing not showing TW videos, not just from you, but overall? It's just for the competitive spirit of the game. Like, the Gauntlet TW guilds do nominally take TW seriously, so whenever they're thinking about how they want to use the latest datacrons with these, with the teams that you've got and stuff, they consider it proprietary information. So TW guilds are generally against their members sharing TW strategies that are relevant, And by the time that it's old enough to share to the public, it's probably not got a lot of life left. Furthermore, even if there wasn't something in my guild handcuffing me, I wouldn't be your guy. I don't personally care about TW. I've been in Gauntlet guilds for years and years and years now, and I do everything that they require of me, you know. I do my remods, I do my fights on time, do my best not to drop any banners, I read instructions, watch the video, all of that. I do all that is required at a high level to meet the standards of a gauntlet guild. But, you know, aside from that, when I actually go in to do the fights, I log in, I do the couple fights that I'm called to do, and I wait for the next call. You know, and then I repeat that until it's over, and then I either have 1 brain in the inbox or 5. And that's all the more I care about TW. So even if it was something that's kind of taboo for Gauntlet guilds, you know, for their members to talk about TW strategy, it just wouldn't be me. It wouldn't be me to cover it anyhow, man. My incentive for competing at the high end of TW is to get the most rewards, realistically, the most brains, so I can funnel that into my characters for Grand Arena. That's why I'm here. Farmstar says, which Old Republic level 6 is it on the new set? Is the damage reduction any good, or is the stacking protection that much better? Depends on who you're asking for. I mean, I'm assuming you're asking for the sake of your Satele Crumb. You don't know yet? But the way I've landed, at least at first here, is on turn meter, right? Man, I've tried to re-roll this. This has not worked out for me, man. They just want me to have this maxed out health roll, and I'm just going to live with it, I guess. I've got some decent rolls besides, as you can see. So I've got very little to complain about. But yeah, so this 6, I think, is a banger. Especially where, think about how we've got... right now, in 3 vs 3, the Stranger team wearing the Wampacron is very dangerous to Satele. I think this turn meter reduction would be crazy. Like a crazy good defense. You could say that the bonus turn might be nice when they fall under health to help you stabilize in an urgent situation. When they push JKR, if they focus JKR, being able to get that turn and being able to swap maybe to Satele might be nice. I think that or the damage reduction are pretty good options when you're thinking about fighting the best strangers out there. And then whenever Old Republic allies recover protection, they gain 2% max protection, stacking up to a max of 150 until the end of battle. That feels like a win harder to me, right? Like, we've got this Satele 9 where, are we not already... removes and all Republic allies gain max protection, stacking max. So you're already stacking max protection on her 9 just by being there. You're seeing already without this crown. What's your brief history using Satele right now on offense? Is it something where if you're winning at all, are you winning because it's a long fight and you need to grind up to something? Nah, it isn't really that kind of fight to me. You're needing to survive the opening salvo from the enemy, and then you are blowing people up. So this whole, whenever they recover protection, that's going to be, at least in 3 vs 3, when Satele uses her 3rd. So, you know how many times you're going to have to cast that 3rd to max out that 150? So I think this is kind of a ruse. That's what I think. I think either the bonus turn or the damage reduction are probably better. I hope that helps. Hugsy says, what team would you most like to see get a lifter outside of JML? So who's feeling a little rough, a little passé on defense? When you say lifter, I'm assuming you mean Galactic Legend. I think I'm good, man. Really? Could you always make something sweeter? Yeah, but then you run into balance issues. What if I told you that I was thinking about Sith Eternal? And then you would say, oh, Bane's not good enough. No, Bane's actually perfectly good enough. It's just there's a number of circumstances, like you saw just today, where it was profitable for me to split them. It was essential, you might say, that I split them. And knowing that Bane can stand tall on his own and knowing that C can struggle, it'd be nice, but then you'd almost have no reason to concentrate C with Bane if you had such a lifter, and I don't know. I like that there are occasionally, boards that you can set where, okay, it's all right, I'm going to get through this guy's front wall, and I'm going to have Bane for the back, and Bane's going to take out this Baneable team for sure. And then you see their particular comp or their datacron, and you look it up, you look in the data, and you see, oh shit, well, actually, C Bane's like 100%, but Bane's like 47%. Shit. There have been comps where you really, enemy comps where you really do want the C Bane. It isn't just for gratuity. It isn't just for trying to get a 58 on a team and push your banner total that much higher. So I think I'm good, really. I actually like the state of the GLs. You mentioned JML. Aside from JML, yes, he's definitely the weakest. Yes, he really does need something that feels lifting, especially now that JKR is full-timing it with Satele. If you're telling me to exclude him, I think I'm good. The others I'm good on. All right. Let's... Oh, man, you guys are really keeping the questions coming. You guys hit your stride, I'll tell you that. Yes, it will tellable. It's going to be a great post-mortem with Sasha on the next plotting scene. I'm really looking forward to it. Patrons, you'll have that tomorrow night. Stonehead said, what's your thoughts about the new Conquest unit? Like, who will it be? Oh, the next one? And what about for a JML lifter since Satele got JKR? Yeah, if you're asking me if I'd like to see if the next Conquest unit you told me was a lifter for JML, would be delighted. If you're asking me who I think that is, you figure when they bring in the Acolyte Jedi from the show, that's going to be its own High Republic team, something, right? Like High Republic Jedi, something like that. So I don't think one of those is going to end up getting made and substituted in here. Maybe it'll be Ghost Yoda, and I shit you not. Think about it. JML in his transformed form is the JML that met up with Ghost Yoda there on the island when Yoda lightning the tree and all that shit? Why not? Why the fuck not? It would make almost as much sense as anything else in the newer trilogy. Please don't make it Superman Leia, though. Actually, it could even be Superman Leia. Just don't have her Superman. Legitimately, that's actually a really smart call. Leia in that form. That'd be kind of fun. Good question, though, Stonehead. Dust Cannon says there's Kyber 1, then there's top 100 Kyber 1, then there's top 50, then there's top 10. Granted, that those distinctions matter more in a time when you don't have Erodiums filling out the ranks. But yes, largely, it really does feel different, man. Yeah. Hugsy, after recently unlocking Afra, I gotta agree that BT1 is just a hoot to use. Yeah, man, put love into that murder bot, and he will pay you out. Truthfully, one of the only portraits in game that I resent not picking up at the time was BT1. Would have loved to have had the BT1 portrait. It's a good one. Yeah, Tellable says, I'm down in the Kyber 1 trenches. I have no illusion that it's the same thing as fighting Arsenal. Yeah, it's a different world. Yeah, Arsenal's a great player, man. We featured him on the show here many times. We've had him as a guest on Plotting and Scheming a couple times. Great dude, excellent player. Hugsy says, I feel Satele's a good example of the difference of 3 vs 3 versus 5 vs 5, where in 5s, I feel like I can beat the world with Satele, and in 3s, my lack of going beyond base investment really shows. In many cases, the mods that you need are probably better Like, you need a higher grade of modding on characters in 3s than in 5s because you're working with less. You're not getting shored up by the kits of another 2 characters, right? So that's an astute observation. I long ago had enough mods where I didn't have to switch between 3 vs 3 and 5 vs 5 modding, but what I decided to do a few years back is to kind of get a sense of what was the more restrictive case, what was the harder case to hit. And if hitting that harder case, let's say that was for 3 vs 3, wasn't necessarily putting me at a disadvantage for 5 vs 5, then my default modding for the character became the 3 vs 3, right? Whatever was the more restrictive, difficult case to make use of the character, that became my default. And I'm sure a lot of other endgame players do the same. Leonberg asks, sorry for the late question. Do we know what the first 2 tiers of the Rada unlock will need with levels and with which units? I don't think they've explicitly said, but I would expect the pattern to exactly follow the previous era. That's what I would expect. Jeez. Okay. Lord Porg says, I've seen high relic JKR as being simply one-shotted by Starkiller with Wampacron. Like, good morning and good night, JKR. So that bonus turn would not really help. Are you trying to run your Satele without Jolie, my friend? Woe unto they who are relying on that Bastila to save the day. If you love your Satele and you want insurance, you have got to put some love into your Jolie's modding. Let me pull that old boy up. So he's Relic 9, maybe one day Relic 10, because he does get that 10% crit avoidance in addition to the health and the other stuff. But check this out. Relic 9, he's at 152,000 health, 260 speed, and 100% tenacity. Now, you might say, oh, Tassenix, you could easily have way more tenacity than this, and that's more crit avoidance. Hear me out. So, the 152,000 health is crazy. We know that he gets an extra 100% tenacity, so now we're at 200, and he's going to gain crit avoidance equal to half of his tenacity. So, I've got 200% tenacity. I'm getting half of my tenacity as crit avoidance. I'm getting 100% crit avoidance on top of 21% crit avoidance at Relic 9. 121% without pushing to Relic 10. You could say I could want more tenacity than that, but nah, not really. I think I'd rather have the health, and that's exactly what I did with this set. I pushed him into more health. If you said, well, what if instead of the added emphasis on health after that 100% tenacity mark is reached, which, by the way, did I do that? Yeah, I did that without a tenacity cross, right? So that's how we're able to have such a robust health pool. If these 4 health mods were defense mods, that would probably be the ideal. Would I be comfortable trading away, 20% health to go from 66 to, 75 armor? Something like that? Probably. Maybe. I'd have to see it. Keep controlling for everything else, trying to keep the speed about the same, the tenacity about the same. That'd be nice. Just a sec, guys. Yeah, Mrs. T was just wondering, what the hell? Grand Arena was over like an hour ago. What's going on? I said, these guys just have a ton of good questions for me today. Let's see. Get back to your question. Bow would be cool, something to keep her from getting turn meter train. Damage reduction. Yeah, damage reduction I think is fine for your Satele crop. Oh, you saying like a bow lifter? Yeah, I was assuming that the question was focused around Galactic Legends. I think that for non-Galactic Legend teams, what you think of as a lifter is probably being achieved by Datacrons coming in and out of rotation. Lord Porg says, can Rey have a dedicated team for her already and stop having to swap out characters with every Datacron set? Hard disagree. I think that, first of all, I think she's definitely the top performing GL on defense of all time. And the fact that, depending on a given meta, you've combined characters from Galactic Republic, you've taken Jawas, you've taken Dash and Scoundrels, you've taken all these different things and made them relevant to the meta underneath Rey. I think that's really cool. And, I think one of the biggest complaints people had about Exile Ezra being restricted is, oh, thanks, CG, you really hate creativity, you don't like flexibility with your players using these characters. I mean, folks want flexibility. They want options. Rey is, not only somebody that you are frequently able to and having the incentive to rotate her side tunes, but you're rewarded usually for doing so. Really like it. Now that JMK can't have Ezra, he's in need of some defense viability. Yeah, he still gets mostly easily destroyed by BKM. I don't think that it's reasonable to say that all GLs should be designed for both offense and defense. I do agree that without Exile Ezra, it does not feel like there's a lot of room for JMK to be down. I want to say Fatal toyed with the idea. I don't know if he ultimately bit down on it. But I agree that, but to say that he needs maybe a tweak on somebody's kit, how about that? Like, he doesn't need a new unit with a whole thing. He needs, like, a clause. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't feel like he's that far off the mark that you're looking for. Empire Lives Back. Good to see you, man. Howdy, sir. If you don't mind me asking about your team you use on Mandalore for the Bo-Katan special mission, yeah, just the standard one. BKM, Paz, Grogu, BKK, and Bam. I've done it many times here on my TB and chill streams, stuff like that. If you want to check back from this last TB, I'm pretty sure in one of the chill streams I did that very battle if you wanted to see, but I prosecute that fight like you normally would. I don't think anything unusual in that one. Oh, you're heading to bed, Alex Ninja? Thanks for joining us, man. Take care. Thanks for tuning in. Rada really looking like a really nice solo unit. Yeah, it does seem with his Grand Arena stuff like he's meant to run solo in Grand Arena. His synergy to run with Hut might be a cool, flexible option in TW or something of the kind. Uggsy says, yeah, pre-losing JKR, it felt like JML would have really benefited from a lifter, but post-losing JKR, it feels like a need to have him up there with the rest. Still feel he's an underrated GL, but a lifter really would be nice. Jedi Training Leia could be cool. Yeah, that's a good name. Jedi Train, right. Yeah, I like that. I could do that. Jedi Training Leia, Ghost Yoda, either of these would be cool. Ghost Ben, I think, there'd be less reason, because we saw Ben die in the movie, but we didn't see Ghost Ben, or did we? If we did, I don't think we talked with Ghost Ben, did we? Tellable says, it could be another version of Luke. Yeah, I guess, but, could be Jedi Mara Jade. Yes, I would accept that as well. Could be Coleman Trebor, the dinosaur. Oh, you're talking about in the mall show, the Jedi Master? Jedi Master Allstate is the name of that guy, by the way. That's who I call him. Because the voice actor is the Allstate commercial dude. Jedi Master Allstate. Leia and she Superman punches the enemies. Yes. More like, with Superman pose, just kind of listlessly floats into them. And then they explode for their full health bar of true damage. Perfect. Just iconic. Dust Cannon. Yeah, top 10% of Kyber 1 is 75% Erodiums. My good friend, do I believe that? Next GL lifter will be the GL Mando lifter. Oh, geez. Yeah, we'll see, Stagger. We'll see if that's the case. I love his icon as it looks like he has a top hat on. Who are we talking about? What do we think JML needs from a lifter? Reactivity, man. I mean, like, you, at least with Savior, if they didn't blitz down JKR directly, you had a way to establish yourself, right? And get control of the fight. So, JML himself is able to ignore taunts, but we were able to do that mass assist out of JKR. You don't have to basically copy JKR's kit and slap it into a new Jedi to have that be the lifter we need. I believe that they could create different and or new mechanics on a character that largely achieve the same goals. Give us more burst damage, right? Because otherwise the flow of JML is, you do push to get your crit avoidance up, give your turn meter to your guys for most fights, and then coin. So not a lot about AoE, not a lot about real focused burst on one character. You're have to using individual turns to do a coin, then another coin, as opposed to click one button, mass assist, blow their shit out on one guy. That would be nice. Not essential, but something like that. Ben Grogu just resubscribed for 7 months. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Ben Grogu 23. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. But yeah, I agree. Hugsy, you kind of hit it on a different set of words than I did. But yeah, Field JML needs tempo and some early survivability. Yeah, the safeguard provided by something like a Savior effect. Epoxy upon Bastila posters. Who's posting Bastila? Not that. Yeah, Dust Cannon. GLs feel significantly harder to beat in 3s than in 5s. Ahsoka Ezra is the best example for me because my Leia is super comfortable in 5s because of the Jin Cheese, where that isn't available in 3s. You're right. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Hugsy says, Lord Vader is my kryptonite in 3 vs 3 because his big counters I'm using elsewhere, and my Satele just isn't up to snuff. That's why she's worth your Relic 10, man. Will do, Ray Rock. We'll tell Mrs. T that you send regards. Hey, yeah, good to see you, Ray Rock. Honestly, Ray's lead is one of the things that makes her so good for sure, man. It is, yeah, you exactly, Tellable. You are actively encouraged by Ray's kid to do weirdo shit. It is, yeah. She's just the best defensive GL. She just is. I think that, I don't know how much controversy there is around that notion, but in previous years, people said she's garbage. She's the worst on GL on defense. You know, there's a whole bunch of GLs that you can't beat with Star Killer. That, but you can use Star Killer to beat Rey. That doesn't make her bad. Like, you had to have a good setup, and you had to execute things well, and they had to also not have a setup that was deliberately meant to be impeding Star Killer. You had to have things, you had to make right choices and have proper setup on both sides of that fight. And if you had all that, was it reliable? Yes, sure. I don't think that means that Rey's bad. That means that you have to put quite a bit of preparation in there to not be obligated to use JMK or something else there. So, she is just awesome. Smuggler Mara J. When? I don't know. Ghost Ben first appears at Empire Strikes Back? Real? No, not Ben Kenobi. Ben Skywalker. Yeah, you got here only a few minutes ago, Ray Rock. You may not be on the same track we're on. Yeah, we're talking about Ben Solo, when he died at the end of the movie. Type of thing. How do you identify an Erodium other than just having too many skill points? Would you look to see if they got in the Kyber 1 from Erodium 1? It's really simple, man. Here. the sign up first. Oh. Oh, I don't think I've ever seen that one before. So when you inspect an Erodium account, just go to their GP. Their GP is going to be not in line with people out this way. It's not that this is an actual fact or a hard number, but it's my experience that if your roster is about 15 million GP and you've got good datacrons, well-developed datacrons, you can compete with the top rosters in the game, 17 plus million. You can. There's a handful that do. Phantom's Menace guys are two French heroes, FC Dadadan and Dark Killer. Those guys are about 15 million, and I fought them twice and I lost both times. What does that tell you? All right. Let's hit the restart and see what happens. Ooh. But yeah, when I inspect these accounts, they're like 6 point something million, 4 point something million, 12 point something million. You might think, oh, maybe the 12's a real player. Not really. Not really. Like, there is something to needing that extra 3 million GP to be somewhere around that 15 million mark. Trust me. Yeah, I'm not going to do that just yet. Yay! We won! We won the bracket! I won the top bracket! I want to say, maybe only the 5th or so times in all the years I've been playing to actually do that, so even so, not super common. Wow, and that was with 3 real matches, no Erodiums. I clean swept the top bracket against 3 real players. That is actually very rare for me. There's a couple of those sweeps that I've done had to have had an Erodium in them somewhere. So really, that is just awesome. All right, Ben Grogu asks, is it still worth it to go all in on Jolie's health if you're trying to plan for Satele versus Lord Vader? Yeah, I did show my Jolie a little earlier in the show here. We actually just highlighted him. I want to say if you can get him up to about 100% tenacity, and then you put him in like 4 health primaries. I have like 2 pieces of tenacity, and then tenacity secondaries. Pushing him up to 100. I don't have a tenacity cross. I have 4 health primaries. He's a big boy. He's tough to deal with, man. I recommend it. Let's see here. Yeah, tellable. JML play pattern is not very good. It's just pressing coin. Yeah. I think Hugsy mentioned it. Tempo is what we feel that we miss the most on. Archangel says, I set a heavy D and brought Rey on attack and killed Baylan easily. It was quite fun. That's a smart rotation. If you're seeing that if your opponent's, for example, saving Stranger, I think virtually any version of Stranger is beating any version of Rey pretty handily. It's kind of a one-size-fits-all solution to Rey. So if I saw an opponent who was consistently saving Stranger for Rey, and I just know, like, you're going to get your 57 on that. I see you doing it week after week, fight after fight. Smart call, pivoting that Rey to offense. That is a really smart scouting thing. So good call there. Tellable says, Rey was always hated because people don't like Rey's character. Yeah, that's probably true. Even back when we were Malik posting with Rey, she was good. Exactly. She was never bad. Would fight for her honor. It's true. Tellable says, Tom Ford is someone I think of with a small account in the top end of Kyberwood. That is a perfectly good one. Hit it on the fridge, Tass. That screenshot of the taking the top bracket doesn't show all 3 names of the enemies in there. If it did, that would be an achievement there, but it isn't the first time that I've swept the top bracket against real players, but it has been a long time, so I know it sticks out. That was great. Yeah, appreciate it, guys. It really it was red letter week here for sure. Beating Herbert, it's not the first time, but it's probably 5 or 6 fights that I've had with him since I've won one. Something like that. Like, we've been on a negative streak against him, so having a win break our way was incredible. I hadn't beaten Mad Mage Nira yet. I think I only fought him a couple times in total and lost both those. And I defeated him. And then, once again, to get Sasha... this was it. I mean, I really couldn't ask for better. This is what I'm here in the top bracket for. Top matches against excellent opponents. So I'm glad you guys appreciated the streams this week. Trust me when I say the pleasure was mine. You guys know that I love to bring you those guest streams when I can, but absolutely no substitute for being able to put my own hands into the game. Rayrock says, Grats, Tassenix. I finished 1-2 because I ran out of time due to failing on a Relic 10 Ray and Relic 10 Lord Vader, sucking up more time than I planned. Yeah, I believe it. That can happen. Dustcan, it says, really was an entertaining week. Thank God CG blessed you with a legit bracket. I mean, really, it's kind of the dice. Half the bracket's Erodium, dude. It's just lucky that I got matched with Mad Mage in the first place. And if I had lost that match, it would have been Erodium's. Right? The rest of the way out. So I still would have gone 2-1, right? But yeah, it is nice to be able to actually earn that bread. Yes, I'm glad you enjoyed the stream, man. Yeah, no, really my pleasure, guys. Glad you enjoyed it so much. Wow, I think I finally caught up with the questions. I was, it was just before 6 p.m. that I was thinking we were winding down, and you guys had another 40 or so minutes worth of things on your mind. Yeah, I think we'll get ready to wrap up, but the conversation does not have to stop here. I'll jump back into Discord with the patrons here in a few minutes, but if you want to be in touch in general, the place is Tassenix Gaming Discord. There's the link to it. Of course, if you're catching me here live here, let's put on the hat again, just to do the outro, because now it's not 1,000 degrees inside the hat. And again, we wore the original Tassenix Gaming hat today, even though it's it's mostly retired because it's fragile. But yeah, man, we had to do this to honor the matchup with Sashaisha. So rare. So yeah, Soga Player, always enjoy the stream. Hey, great, man. Tellable, it's been a great vibe tonight. Yeah, I love the vibes of these streams, man. These streams, you guys make the chill streams a real pleasure. And I've gotten such great feedback. You guys love the guest streams, especially the French duo, the deadly French duo. So really been having a great time with it, guys. And again, that's outside of you guys doing great things like hype trains and anything else. So thank you. Thank you. That's right, Dustcan. And Sasha did deserve the OG hat. For sure. Absolutely. All right, so if you're catching me live, you already know I'm at twitch.tv/Tassenix. I also simulcast from my YouTube channel, Tassenix Gaming, where if you've not been there before, check it out. Whole bunch of Soga-related content that I think you might be interested in. Anything you enjoy over there, please hit like, hit subscribe to the channel to see more. Follow me on Twitch, all great ways to support me for free. And I really do appreciate it. The channels are still growing. We're definitely a long way from being one of the bigger content creators for this game. But I love the fan base, the player base, the folks on my Discord. I love the community around what I'm doing here. A lot of really great Grand Arena focused discussions. Some of the other top minds in the game routinely participating. So the pleasure, the privilege is all mine. Thank you guys so much. Of course, if you want to go above and beyond the Call of Duty to support the channel, there are a few ways to do so. First, I do have a Cash App, that is $Tassenix. I do have a PayPal, which is tassenix@gmail.com. And if you're interested in getting some enhanced Grand Arena scouting power for your own matches, early access to my content, including plotting and scheming, and a few other benefits besides, you may be interested in becoming a patron. Check out patreon.com/Tassenix. For any upwardly mobile Grand Arena player, there is something there of interest for you. Just recently, I've had a few patrons engage my coaching service, whether that's for Grand Arena or for, mods or I guess whatever else you want to talk about. But I usually don't have anything else mentioning it aside from this one line here on this slide. And I've had a few patrons really push me to mention it because they've been very satisfied. They're loving it. And I'm delighted, Inquire if interested. Entering the Task House costs as little as $5 a month. You get in at VIP access where you do get the early access to the Plotting and Scheming show. That is coming out for free to our general audience Friday mornings at 8 a.m. Eastern, but patrons have it as early as Monday or Tuesday night, giving you early insights going into that first round of the week. I will occasionally make patron-exclusive videos that you'll have at least a month ahead of the general public. And of course, I have a dedicated text and voice chat on Discord where I am usually lurking, so pop on in and say hi. by. Thank you so much to all of my patrons subscribed here at VIP Access. Moving on up to the $10 a month tier is VIP Access Plus, where you get a bundled Patreon access to me and to your choice of either OmegaBot or Hot Utils Patreon. OmegaBot's that tool that I highlight at the start of all of my Grand Arena streams. It's the one with the graphs giving you an easily understood sense of your opponent's offensive and defensive tendencies. Anybody can use that tool for free to scout their opponent's last week of Grand Arena history, but only patrons can build out a custom report with any number of weeks. You get a downloadable HTML version of that report with embedded links that, when you click them, takes you right back into Swugga.gg or Insight with data pre-sorted, just helping you further focus and minimize your scout time. Alternatively, you might spring for the Hot Utils Patreon, aka Chili subscription, which is your #1 tool for mass mod management and loadout creation. Nothing else lets you switch so easily between your Grand Arena, TB, TW, and Raid mods. You can use it like TJ and Fatal do to comprehensively remod your roster with the powerful automation feature. You can slice through hundreds of mods in seconds, help out your guild in TW, and so much more. No wrong way to go at VIP Access Plus. Thank you so much to all of my patrons subscribed here. At VIP Access Premium, that is $15 a month for the double bot bundle. So Patreon access for me, OmegaBot, and Hot Utils all in one price. Going out and getting those two bots anywhere else costs the same as this triple bundle, which is why so many of my patrons say it's one of the best values in the game. Thank you so much to all of my patrons subscribed at VIP Access Premium. I know you guys enjoy the double bots. At the top of the list for my, just incredibly most generous supporters in Jester's Club Elite, the one, the only Nomad's Reaper, a madman who will occasionally drop in and just start going crazy. And I mean crazy. I mean, out of nowhere, you see 100 gift subs, then another 100 gift subs, then another 100 gift subs, then like 10,000 biddies, then another 100 gift subs. And he's done it like that, real big, many times over the years, set all of my hype train records, and so much more. So thank you for the incredible generosity over the years, Reaper. To Pills, who will often show up, towards the end of streams, and then you'll see him gift out 10 gift subs here, 100 gift subs there. I never really know what to expect, but I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Pills. Special thanks first goes out to the Lost Swamp Rat, one of my patrons who's gone above and beyond, not just for me, but for Swugga content creators all over our community. He is the man with the special skills that's helping us figure out a world in which Stream Elements has died. He's helping us fix our integrations on OBS. He's able to help troubleshoot issues with our setups that would probably take some time to triage, but this guy has the skills and the availability to bail us all out. So thank you, as always, for the time and attention, Womp Rat. To Mrs. T, my wife, thank you for all you do in the background, whether that's bringing me something to eat or drink while I'm live here on stream, or just keeping our daughter from tearing the house apart while I'm trying to be the very best, like no one ever was, at a phone game. I appreciate you. And of course, to my co-hosts on Plotting and Scheming, Dagger, TJ, Sashaisha, and Fatal. Gentlemen, as always, it is my pleasure and privilege to record our show every week. Despite the pressures of work and family, raising kittens and whatnot, you guys still make yourselves available for every episode. I appreciate the hell out of it. I learn something from our conversations every time. Hopefully you guys do as well. But it isn't about us. It is about the community tuning into our show. Rare is the day that goes by that I don't get some type of comment on YouTube, a DM on Discord, something thanking us for the conversations that we're having on our show. Folks are picking up on that actionable intelligence that, that is the driving philosophy of our show. They're able to apply things in their rounds. It's helping them win the day. We are the change that we wanted to see in the world, gentlemen. Thank you so much for being a part of it 3+ years on, and I would not change a thing. Back to the main scene. Ray Rock says the French duo reminds me of the two sidekicks in the Transformers, Autobot and the two Latino guys in Fast and Furious. Sure. I get a lot of feedback about those guys. I know you guys love them, and they love to be here. So when it suits, when I don't have my own matches and they have availability, when the stars align, it'll be my pleasure to host them again, for sure. All right, let's get ready to raid you guys out. We did the payout on Twitch earlier, so let's go over here and see where we can send you guys on YouTube. Who's alive? Is there anybody? Nope, nobody alive on Galaxy of Heroes on YouTube side, so you guys are going to get dropped off into the abyss here. Nevertheless, thank you for tuning in. It's been a good one. Raid. Same category. Is anybody alive? Fisk. Fisk is around. We'll go ahead and send you guys to see Fisk. I haven't dropped in on him in a while. Let's go say hi. Give him my regards. And yeah, get this raid started up. Shields up. Weapons online. Make ready to depart. As always, such a pleasure to have all of you here today. Great questions. We had like an extra hour plus of show just because you guys had so much to talk about. So always enjoy great conversations. Thank you all for being here, for being part of this incredible week. And until next time, it's been real. It's been awesome. It's been real awesome. Take care.